You see that wall in the prison? It's not a wall. It's a Bermuda Triangle. In that wall is not in planet Earth.
Goes for all prisoners all over the place, saying that there's a certain minimum standard they should live.
Yes.
And Jamaica signed that treaty to say that they would give the minimum standard of liberty to people. So Jamaica's been under scrutiny for years.
The prison's designed for the people to kill each other.
The bloodsuckers, they're insects that literally suck your blood, suck your blood and go from people to people. Like literally suck your blood. You wake up and you got big bumps in your body. The prison system, their medical healthcare system they have none.
No.
You literally wait like weeks to see a doctor. And
wait till you're dead.
It can get bad. You get me?
And I seen that one wall in particular in the jail I was in was covered from top to bottom with insects. So I can't see one bit of concrete in this wall.
Oh. You ain't gonna rehabilitate nobody. All you do is creating time bombs.
Yeah, time bombs. That's what I said, monsters. You create monsters and time bombs. This is why it's so important for Jamaica as a country to fix this. It's so important.
Because it's a beautiful country.
Because it's such a beautiful country. It's such a beautiful culture. You know, it's a lovely country. We love Jamaica. And to think that the prison system is like that over there, it's shocking. You got to laugh. If you don't laugh, you cry.
The life people are going through, I don't wish on my worst enemy.
I said that as well. I don't wish it on my worst enemy.
Correcting the errors.
Correctional centre is meant to be a correctional centre.
That's right. It doesn't make sense using those names if you're not correcting nobody.
No.
Good morning.
If you don't like having a laugh, piss off. We got two of our most viral podcast guests in the studio today. We've got Jen, Organic Cotton Clothing, and coincidentally, both of these guys were in the Jamaican prison system at the same time, just in different buildings. So it had to happen that we get them both together. But not only that, Stephen and Tugger, and Stephen's been the driving force behind this documentary, which Tugger's featured in, and other people that we've just watched. And it's mind-blowing because it's got all this original footage of the prison, which makes it, you can sit there and listen all day long to what these guys have got to say, but to see actual footage and to hear the very detailed descriptions of the food, the insects, the dramas that go on. So that video is going to be released on the channel. There's already a trailer up, and we urge people to watch it, because it's not just about exposing what's going on and this being for entertainment purposes. The mission of this channel has always been to try and get conditions improved, human rights improved in places where people are getting treated like freaking animals, and that's definitely the case in these prisons. But I'll hand it over to Stephen first so he can just tell a little bit about, the mission, what drove him to do this, what it's about, and then we'll get into the details of all the hardcore stuff that both these guys experienced in the prison. And, we'll be sharing that. And Jen's going to have her usual questions as well.
Well, thank you, Tugger, for the coat today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I asked Sean.
It's freezing in here. We will be taking our coats off when the studio heats up.
Brilliant.
No, wicked.
Do you want to pull that up a little bit closer? Yeah.
Cool. So the aim of the documentary was really just to, as you said, to advertise the inhumane treatment people go through and the injustice that, especially in Jamaica prison system, because I don't know if everyone. Well, I'm sure you're familiar with the Mandela treatment, the Mandela Rules. You familiar with Nelson Mandela Rules?
No, can you please explain that?
Okay, the Nelson Mandela Rules is when Mandela was in. They actually made a treaty, 2015. The UN they actually called it the Mandela Rules based around Nelson Mandela.
Right.
That prisons
After he got released.
in 2015 they said Mandela Rules was basically the rules that goes for all prisoners all over the place, saying that there's a certain minimum standard they should live.
Yes.
And Jamaica signed that treaty to say that they would give the minimum standard of liberty to people. So Jamaica's been under scrutiny for years. The prison system has been under scrutiny for years, and nothing's really changed. You know, that's why in the documentary you see paper clippings showing that, you know, people's gone in there, and things hasn't changed. And the thing is that Jamaica doesn't let people go into the prison system itself, so you don't really see much footage on people showing that side of Jamaica prison. You know, you see the odd person might show themselves like they're glamorizing living there, but they're not showing that they're not sleeping on a bed, which that again is a part of the Humane Act. You're supposed to sleep on a bed, you're supposed to have natural like toilet facilities, but in Jamaica prison you don't get none of those things. You know, there's a lot of
Even
ill
water.
treatment. Yeah, no, they don't get nothing in that place. So that's the aim of it. The aim to show the injustice and the inhumane way that people live and the violence against what warders do against prisoners, and you know, and just the food that they give is ridiculous. Jamaica's got like beautiful cuisines, you get me, but the food, the way they cook food is specifically not to help you or to keep you healthy. They purposely cook it nasty, as people who watch it will see. And
It's like dog food, isn't it?
yeah, it's proper, worse than dog food. I don't think dogs eat as dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs ain't eat.
No, you wouldn't feed it to your dog. You wouldn't feed it to your
It's
dog.
disgusting. It's
No.
disgusting.
It's like a punishment, isn't it? The food they're giving you.
What sort of thing is it?
Well, if you know rice and peas and chicken, real rice and peas and chicken, that's slush and peas and chicken, and it's not even real chicken.
Like he said, Jamaican cuisine is one of the nicest cuisines in the world. And to think, and you'd think, oh, you're in prison in Jamaica, you must be eating jerk chicken and rice every day. It's so not that. It's like they're cooking the food. I don't know what we can't. You know, it's hard to put in words.
Go
It's
take back for your laugh. Man.
Clara, you got to laugh. If you don't laugh, you cry.
For real.
Because there's a truck called Clara, right?
Yeah, Cara stopped though.
Did Cara stop?
Yeah, Cara stopped. They used to bring Cara in all the time. Cara got the contract for the food, but they've gone back to copper cooking. So they cook actually
Inside?
food in the prison. They've gone back to cooking food out of a copper pot, which is unhealthy.
Yes.
You get me? So it's been helping a lot. It's been affecting a lot of prisoners' bodies.
Of course.
You know, affecting their limbs, and plus the prison system, their medical healthcare system they have none.
No.
You literally wait like weeks to see a doctor, and
Wait till you're dead.
a months for dentists. Like dentists don't even come.
Yeah.
So it's literally rotten teeth people in there.
Yeah.
People with bad breath because of gangrene in the mouth, and it's like it can get bad. It can get bad. You get me? Yeah. So it's not the one. They don't have much transportations, take people different places. And it's not that the country's poor, but it's that the money's getting spent wrong. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So it's the inhumane way they're treating people, and I just want to expose it because at the same time, it's really, really like it's dire the way people are living. It's so inhumane when you ain't got a proper toilet facility. You got to do a crap on this kind of. Explain it, bro. Explain it because it just cringes when I think about it.
You know what? It really cringes us when we think about it. And you know what, to think that me and Stephen was there so many years ago and the situation's the same, because when I first done part one with you, I'm telling you the story, like I wish to think that sort of living conditions is a thing of the past, because I'm thinking that's the ancient days, and to think that it's still like that now, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's like Stephen said, it's actually worse because it won't get better.
The walls are breaking up. Like in the video, you'll see the walls are actually breaking up.
I could see
the floor footage. The floor is cracking, and they've got people living in places where the ceiling
it's falling apart,
falling down. You've got no proper toilet facility. It's just mad. It's just inhumane, and that you're not gonna feel dignified or. It's not going to help your moral or your mental status. You get what I'm saying? To the way it is, it affects you in many ways.
No.
And the link to the documentary is in the description box below the video, as are the links to both these guys' channels. So please support the work. Just remind us, what is the title of the documentary again for the viewers?
Locked up in a Jamaica. Yeah, locked up in a Jamaica.
And that's Inner, I-N-N-A. So locked up, Inner, I-N-N-A, Jamaica. And then there's a subtitle, isn't there?
Yeah, criminality, brutality, and
inhumanity.
And you get to see footage of the food and footage of the bloodsuckers.
Yeah. I mean, the conditions ridiculous to where
What's the bloodsuckers?
The bloodsuckers, the insects that literally suck your blood, suck your blood and go from people to people. Like literally suck your blood. You wake up and you got big bumps in your body. Like it's just mad. It's crazy. And you're itching all day. And there's nothing to, you can't get, there's no hospital doctors you can get lotion put on the, so you got to deal with it.
Do you have methods to like catch them and kill them or anything?
Nah, you
don't want to go near them. There's a variety of them as well, isn't there? There isn't just one type.
No.
You got like different sizes, different types.
The thing about it, some more time is when you're sleeping, they come out at night time.
Yeah.
Can you describe the different sizes and types?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go back to the jail first and foremost. 'Cause I remember the jail, the first time he ever seen him was when I locked up in the jail. And I seen that one wall in particular in the jail I was in was covered from top to bottom with insects. So I can't see one bit of concrete in this wall. I couldn't see one bit of concrete. All I could see was insects. It's like watching something out of, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of It, and they throw the man them in the thing for eat all the insects. It was like sleeping somewhere like that. So I'm looking at the wall literally. So when you go to sleep that night time, my first night in there, I see everyone put tissue in their ears. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And they says, yo, you better block up your ears before you go to sleep. I says, why? I first asked, I said, why is everybody sleeping with tissue in their ears? Because this looked crazy to me.
What about your nostrils?
Well, you got to breathe.
You can't use your mouth. Oh, God.
You got to breathe. You take that risk. I see the insect. I was awake and I watched insects crawling all over prisoners' faces. And I just have and that's why you can't sleep properly. So like you have to put 2 pieces of tissue in your ears to stop them from going in your ears while you're sleeping. Because that was the first time I asked her, why is everyone got tissue in their ears? He says, you better put tissue in your ears to stop the insects from going in there. Because I'm looking at this wall and I'm sleeping like 1 meter or 2 meters from this wall. And the wall has got a shit tunnel like where a shit pit. Where the toilets, there's no plumbing system, is there? So what they do is, whoever's shitting in the toilets around there, every morning, they make the waka do it. The waka man. The waka man is like
the groundsman.
The groundsman. He's like the clown in the prison. Everyone's making him do shit. They're making him clean up. His job is to clean up this shit pit every morning with a brush, with a big long broom. So first thing in the morning, you hear this guy cleaning all the shit down by the wall. Shit. And on top of and so it's a shit pit and a wall full of insects, and we have to sleep next to this. And at the time it wasn't even fun. It's like in that jailhouse there was no.
It was a board, like a slab.
Yeah, well, I got the Sun newspaper. It was pretty comfy. The Daily Star wasn't too bad. That's as good as it gets. You get a couple sheets of the Daily Star. You can get your own clothes. So if you got some clothes and you make your clothes out of. You make your bed out of your clothes. You hope if you got a thick jumper, you can make a pillow, or you got a jacket, you can use it as a cover, and that's you. But like what Stephen says, the inhumane, that's why I'm really passionate to be here and highlight this. Very, very passionate to highlight this, because you're like, everyone say, oh, we went to prison, and it's not like, you see the highlighting, this is the most disgusting part of the prison, and like what you say, it doesn't help. It's called a correctional facility. I'll give you an example. Someone getting locked up, say, for 3 months for thieving something out the shop. Of course, you do the crime, you do the time. Now, is that person going to better him for putting him in such situations like that? He's going to come out with mental health problems. He's going to come out traumatized. That's like you're destroying human beings in these circumstances. True. Basically, you're destroying human beings. So that's why it has to be highlighted. This ain't a joke. And I believe that this documentary, people need to check it out and go and spread it around the world, because like, I know you yourself, Sean, you made a lot of noise about the prison you was locked up in, and you made changes towards that place, didn't you? And this is something, Jamaica, we love Jamaica. Jamaica is one of the holidays paradises of the world. It's a lovely country. We love Jamaica. And to think that the prison system is like that over there, it's shocking.
It's a different side to the country itself,
I remember being, when you come out, it's like 2 different worlds, isn't it, Stephen?
100%.
That wall, you see that wall in the prison? It's not a wall. It's a Bermuda Triangle. You heard of the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes.
Am I lying, Steve?
Yeah, for real.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle. In that wall is not in planet Earth.
Shit
When you come
disappears.
out of that, if you make it out the wall, like me and Stephen, lucky enough to make it out on the other side of the wall and be here with you guys today. But in that wall is the Bermuda fucking Triangle, the shit that's going on in there. And to think it's got worse since me and Stephen was there. No, it's not acceptable in today's.
It's got much worse, man.
It's got much worse than when we was there. It was so unacceptable when we was there, you know. And to think that it's got worse, and I know Amnesty International has been looking into it for years and years now.
Human Rights have looked into it.
Human Rights have been looking into it.
America sent some delegates over there to look into it, but nothing seems to have changed.
seemed to have been changed.
Do you want to remind people what the prison is called?
Spanish Town Prison, St. Catherine Correctional Centre is the proper phrase for it, right?
Yeah, St. Catherine.
St. Catherine
Yeah, because it changed from Spanish Town Prison to St. Catherine Adult Correctional Centre.
Yeah, St. Catherine Adult Correctional Centre.
And people watching this then,
Yeah.
how can they help you guys effect changes?
There's quite a few ways people could do. People could actually reach out to Jamaican Council and speak and like, you know,
awareness is the main thing.
Awareness is definitely 100%. But
Yeah.
they could actually reach out to Jamaican Minister of the Minister of Justice.
Minister of Justice.
Yeah.
Have you got like a Facebook group or anything that people could join and like you could form a community around? You could guide the people on
We
what
should
they can
start
do.
once with the documentary comes out.
Should we tell them the one will be started by
It
the
will
time this
be.
video goes
Definitely.
out?
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, so there's going to be a Facebook group started. So if you want to enroll as an activist on that group and get updates on what's going on and guidance from Stephen and Tugger as to how you can help to try and lobby to effect changes, go down in the description box and please join that Facebook group.
And if anybody has ideas how they can help, that'd be great. Because there's some people out there that might have great ideas, and I'm always open to anyone who could give and support and, you know, create ideas, because it is inhumane what's going on in Jamaica.
I mean, listen, sorry to cut you.
Go on.
I mean, we can't save the world. We're not Superman. No, we can't save the fucking world. Excuse my language. But at the end of the day, if we don't make the noise and make the awareness about this, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like we said, there's no awareness of this, is there, Stephen?
Not really. Not
For the amount of time
there's a lot
it's
of
been
people in
going
Jamaica who don't know how severe their own family has it behind bars.
This is it.
A lot of
Even in
people on
Jamaica.
the outside, even though when you go,
Yeah.
right now you can't get visits because COVID, but even though when you used to have visit times, people knew how long it takes to get in there to visit, because sometimes it take you like, you're waiting for an hour, 2 hours, and you're only getting to see your family for 5 minutes.
If that.
So you wait for 2-3 hours just to see your family for 5 minutes. And you're getting abused as you're going in there anyway by the warders. But people don't understand how bad their family has it behind the walls. Do you get what I'm saying to you? No. So it's like,
Because no one wants to tell their families to stress them out while they're in there.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
So
one reason.
this documentary really, hopefully, it really shows people the reality of what's going on behind the bars. You know what I'm saying? Because you find 1-2 videos on YouTube where people's showing off drinking alcohol and, you know, acting like they're in a party.
Yeah.
Cool. But the reality is, no matter the portrait they're portraying isn't the reality of the prison, because the reality of prisons, no matter what, that person's still sleeping on the floor or on a mattress or like a little thin sponge. The reality is that person still ain't shitting in a proper toilet.
Yeah.
He's not pissing in a proper toilet. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So there's, no matter look at it, the minimal standard that is written in the Mandela Rules that Jamaica's signed to say they will live by, like Britain signed to it, America signed to it, but Jamaica ain't living by it. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So that's in itself, they've gone against what they've actually said they're going to do. Yeah. You know, and the ill treatment they give prisoners is crazy. Like the beatings that prisoners go through, it's insane. The amount of beatings that prisoners take.
Very swept under the carpet, isn't it?
A lot of it.
A very swept under the whole system, in sense of even in Jamaica, when you come out of prison, no one really wants to talk about prison. It's not a topic of discussion. If you've been to prison, you're a bad guy. That's it.
And a lot of people are traumatized about their experience as well. A lot of people are traumatized about their experience. They don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it.
They want to leave it behind.
Very true. Very true.
But that's the next thing as well. You can't just leave your traumas behind. You have to deal with it.
Absolutely.
Do you get what I'm saying? You have to address your traumas and not just run away from them.
Thank you. Even me, myself, and I'm sure Stevens is the same as well. Like, you can't, it's certain time. It took your time to talk about it though. I like Steve.
Well, me personally, to be honest with you, I was talking about from when I was in there, so I was helping myself.
Yeah, you was on that
I was on that, because I was even helping prisoners in there.
It's weird, because when I came out as an artist in Jamaica, I was telling you this on the phone. Being an artist is like, I remember pieing around some artists and they was like, don't tell them you come from prison. And to me, I was like talking about it to people as I come out. And then a couple guys would tell me, yo, don't tell them you come from prison. And I was like, why? And he says, they don't look at you in a good light once you tell them that. So it's kind of, I was like, okay, I better shut my mouth, because if I like you get looked at, you got bracketed in Jamaica if you come out from the prison system. So let alone to spark a conversation to raise awareness about the ill treatment in there. You can't even really talk about how you've been in there to be in society afterwards, so to speak. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like getting jobs, all right, you want to go forward in Jamaica, moving on with your life. You know, like to get a job and all of these things. Like you looked at as a criminal being there. And like we say, it's a correctional facility. You know, so it defeats the purpose. If you're going to destroy the human being, it's like you're damaging the human being rather than correcting them.
So are you in regular contact with some of the prisoners still?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in contact with quite a few prisoners.
And what sort of things are they saying?
Well, I've got like a lot of footage, different that I haven't used in documentary, of the things that's going on, like the ill treatment that prisoners are going through, the beatings. Prisoners are still waiting there for operations and having had them. Prisoners not getting those with like special needs because they got health conditions. Yeah, they're not getting their food prepared for them, so they're getting, some people, prisoners has gone through like serious illnesses, had to go to hospital, you know, because the prison doesn't provide the right adequate meal for them. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So it's crazy. Like over here, if someone's got special needs, the prison will provide. Yeah, provide. But in Jamaica, that's not happening. So there's a lot of that going on, you know. My friends are telling me all the time still. So yeah, I'm hearing constantly about what's going on over there, which is saddening me still.
Is there any violence or anything?
Yeah, there's a lot of violence still. There's recently a warder was killed because, warder was killed recently still. A young warder life was taken. There's a lot of violence with inmates. I've lost half of the guys in my book that I wrote. And half of the guys in my book, there's a lot of RIPs. You see a lot of RIPs in my book. But half the guys who didn't have RIP by their name, they're RIPs now. They've died. Seriously? Since I've been
Since you've written the book?
Yeah, since I've written the book, yeah. Quite a lot of them have died since I've in prison. And some have died on road. Some have got their freedom has gone on road and been
Some
killed.
of them from the conditions in the prison?
Yeah, my brother shot back, man. You know, RIP shot back was my bona fide brother still. You know, I heard that he was killed. Damien as well being killed. You know about Damien?
Damien.
Damien was killed in prison with poison. Yeah, so a lot of people's been
by the war, I heard about that. Yeah,
so a lot of people's been lost their life. You know?
Sorry, poisoned.
Yeah.
That's a big thing in the prison. Yeah, big thing in the prison is poisoning prisoners. Yeah, big thing.
Where do they source the poison?
All sorts of ways.
Different people poison different ways still.
Different ways. Depends how you can get to the guy to
poison.
Here's what
I don't know, you know, and I didn't even want to know because it kind of hurts still because he's a friend of mine. You get me? So I didn't even want to know that.
It was
too distressing just to know that he was poisoned.
In America, they put glass in your
Yeah, no, in Jamaica that as well. They put crushed glass like light bulbs. They crush it and they grind it and they put it's happened to inmates already. They put it in your cornmeal porridge because it's easier. If you put it in cornmeal porridge, it's easier.
Because it's the same sort of texture.
Yeah, so it's easier if you just drink that and then when you're shitting, you just
and
make it bleed.
You're so hungry all the time. It's like.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's you know what I mean. It's just madness, isn't it? It's like the whole thing just inhumane. So, but again, it's just the whole brutality that needs to be addressed and needs to be seen.
They're not animals. People are not animals.
You know, no matter what a person does or done, that person was a victim before he done all this violence. And if you're like I'm no angel in it. I've been there in the past. I've done things. You get me? Saying I was caught for murder. So it's not like people don't know my past. But at the same time, I was a victim at one time too. I wasn't always violent. I wasn't always bad. You know, before I did all that, something happened to me to turn me that way. A lot of these guys, especially living in the garrisons in Kingston, Spanish Town, even Mobbay's not really a garrison, but even Mobbay, you never know what people's going through, and especially in town and places where people's got like, it's hard to find a job, hard to get a job, the area you live in, those kind of situations. You got to bear in mind, poverty brings problems. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. So, like, it's like, it's about trying to make changes for those individuals, giving them a better chance. So I stress so lot on warders not understanding the reality of these kids' lives.
Exactly.
Because if you're going to just beat, you're not helping these young people.
Yeah, there's insult to injury.
Yeah, a lot of young people have got psychological problems already. Do you get what I'm saying? They've got traumas, they've got angers, they've seen their mum die, they've heard about fathers, their family members have died. Now you're gonna just be heavy-handed and be hard on people. You're not gonna help them to become better.
You're creating monsters.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? So all those things you just I was saying before and I'm I stress it in the documentary now, and I do hope that even the Jamaican government takes note that they need to re-educate and train the warders. They need to train the warders on trauma, you know, on how to deal with trauma,
how to treat
and understand trauma, and understand that them themselves are traumatized.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of warders are traumatized just by being in that environment.
And it's become the norm, isn't it, Steve? Like the prisoners see it as the norm to be treated like that now.
Well, because it becomes a condition, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's part of conditioning. You're conditioned to whatever you're seeing, and whatever is something that whatever you're seeing and whatever is like, you know, becomes is your everyday livity. After a while, you know, it becomes like, oh, that's a part of my lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's so. All those things need to change. You know, if you really want betterment for the people, you need to really think the way you're dealing with the people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's these are the kind of things that really
mental
upset my
health
spirit.
is the sorry to cut you, Steve. Mental health is such a big thing in today's age, right? You know, and I think it's so important. Like in situations like this, like what Steve said, there's a lot of people, they're coming from coming from bad situations. They might have had their families have died. They come from a lot of poverty. You know, there's a lot of struggle. They're going through a lot of trauma in their life before they've been victims before they got to the prison, before they committed the crime, before they're even there. Okay, what's happened now? They're there now. They've ended up being mixed up in whatever they got into because of the circumstances and end up in prison. And then, like what Stephen said, to be treated like that on top is insult to injury.
Well, it's not going to fix anyone.
It doesn't fit. It
No, not at all.
It creates it fucks up the psychology of the human being because you don't know, you get conditioned to be treated like that for doing what? So you think this is how I'm meant to be corrected for doing that, and then you have to live like that because of that. It's not on at all.
Yeah, creating monsters.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everything we're saying, when you look at it from a psychological perspective, or there's similar situation, like in the documentary, you know, the psychologists, 2 psychologists in it. But if you study a psychologist's perspective and you understand the different theories they have, there's ample amount of evidence showing that if somebody's going through certain type of situations, to hamper them more or continue put stress and pressure on them and everything else, and it'll treat them. You're only going to push them more into depression.
This is it.
More violent, and you know they're going to respond in a very negative way.
Very negative way.
So the whole system isn't geared to make changes. It doesn't make sense. You know, just the whole living conditions. One on Miles, because I was located on Remand Block, which is the back of Death Row, because my whole block is like what I was is Death Row and Gibraltar. Death Row is actually Gibraltar it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And I look at a remand back, which is where they put remand people who's looking like a life sentence or going to be, you know. So I was on that block, which I shouldn't have been anyway. To be honest with you, because I'm English.
In the first place.
Yeah, I'm English.
Exactly.
So I should have been really and truly. They should have put me around the front with Tuggawars, even though I've got murder, because many people on his block was for murder anyway.
But there was life is on that block as well. It's all mixed.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But Spanish Town, but where you was, they should have put me there really, because they got a lot of murders. They got people done for murder there and life sentences.
Yeah, life sentences there. Yeah.
Loads of them. But the thing is, where they put me was around the back of the prison. Yeah, which didn't make sense. They put me on Gibraltar, which Death Row. What holds Death Row is 1 and 2.
Yeah,
is 1 and 2 sections hold Death Row. There's an article in the actual documentary shows, but they put me on 3, which is section 3, which is for Oman. But those who are hoping, like technically, they're hoping that those ones get the life sentence and stay. You get me?
Yeah, so you should. You should have never been there.
No, I shouldn't have been really, because I'm English. But
you should. Yeah, I've never heard.
I'm not an English person going around there, but the reality is,
very true.
It showed me another side of the prison too. Yeah, I saw the inhumane way they treat prisons round up there was just stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
It was like proper evil.
Yeah.
You mentioned that like a lot of the fellas have died.
Yeah, a lot.
What were the stories of those individuals? Did you know the backstories?
A few. My friend told me, you know, not to go into details. My friend told me, like, what's the name? My brother was shot. You know, he was shot, and they shot him up and killed him. Just some situations that he got himself into, and another of my friend was. About 4 of my friends were shot and killed. That were close to me, really close to me. A few others that I knew. The guy in my book I called Naya, who me and him kept arguing. They killed him recently as well. He got on road and they killed him too.
Do you know how?
They shot him. I was told that they shot
when
him.
he come out.
Yeah, they come out. Yeah, they shot him. And my brother Damon, you know, R.I.P. They killed him in I think it was High Rising. I was told, you know. So yeah, it's like it's kind of. it's kind of mad still, you know, because there was no opportunity for rehabilitation for them in prison. That makes sense. That there was no opportunity to help them change their lives while they was in prison.
Yeah.
And all these things I'm stressing, like there was no real change for none of us in prison.
So what Stephen's saying is basically these guys have come out okay, and they've died out and rolled. And the reason, and I'm not saying it's the total reason, but there was no chance for them to improve their life. They wasn't going to correct themselves in prison.
No, and even if they wanted to do, what was the opportunity?
What's the opportunities for them once they get out?
No, isn't just to get out. Where was the you know, over here they have programs,
rehabilitation kind of programs,
where they slowly
get you back into work,
not even just work, just
back to your life,
back to society,
society, back into society.
There's nothing over in Jamaica for that.
No.
I heard that they got a few little programs they're trying right now, but there's few programs that are like, I don't know, odd 10 prisoners, 15 prisoners doing something. You got 1,000-something prisoners in the prison. That don't mean nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you?
Your friends who died, what were their lives like before prison?
Some were on streets, innit? But then most of them, like I said, they got hard lives. They got family problems. They've seen deaths. They've seen family members lose their life. So a lot of people are traumatized from childhood. Do you know what I'm saying? And we live in a traumatized society. I mean, trauma gets deep, innit? Like, it depends how you look at it. Even over here, if you just look at some life over here, most of us, when you're looking at a baby or just think about a child, most children or most people are traumatized from the womb anyway. Majority of people are traumatized from the womb.
True.
It depends how bad their trauma is, but most people are traumatized from the womb. Just look at it like naturally like this. If a woman's pregnant, right? Let's say this. I like to always use this as an example. If a woman's pregnant and you just in a fun way, you surprise your woman from behind and you go, boo, she jumps, the baby jumps, right? She just jumped. See that? I said, boo, she jumped, right? See? She jumped. Now imagine if a pregnant woman jumps. No, she's jumped.
The baby.
Now imagine if a pregnant woman jumps, the baby jumps, right?
I'm not pregnant.
No. No, but you know, if a pregnant woman jumps, the baby jumps, right?
Yeah.
Cool, because the baby's attached to a woman for the umbilical cord. Well, think about that. If a woman's also, you know, if you like music or your baby's in the womb and you sing to the baby
dances.
Yeah.
Kicks it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you stress a woman, the baby's gonna get stressed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and if
Same thing.
the woman stressed herself for no reason, like maybe just being whatever reason, she gets angry or depressed about something, she stressed the baby. So a lot of children are traumatized from the womb anyway. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But imagine a parent who's gone through mad violence or seen, like, especially if you live in certain garrisons in Kingston, you've gone through violence, you've seen violence happen to your loved ones, you've lost cousins to the streets of violence, and imagine how much trauma that baby's born with anyway. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So the child naturally born with trauma, then it becomes triggers to trigger that trauma. So remember, so whatever, say if your trauma from the youth was, say, I don't know, just say for instance, because I'm just getting into, I like psychology. So just say, imagine a baby, just say a child is used to hearing mum and dad screaming or shouting, arguing, whatever. That child, certain topics will trigger that child, right?
Yes.
Okay. So naturally,
I would have never known that.
Huh?
I would have never thought that.
No, that's
I know
facts. What he's saying is so true. It's reality.
You've got to think deep about what's going on in life. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? I had a lot of time to think in prison, so I did a lot of thinking. Like, you know, so reality is, because I realized I was really traumatized from a child because of certain things I've been through. But I'm thinking, like, imagine a child who's like, if you live in certain garrisons in Kingston, you're hearing gunshots night and day, and you know, or live in Spanish Town, you're hearing the mum's hearing this, and the mum's always stressed, the mum's worried. Then what she's going through in her womb is serious. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So that baby's born with trauma, but it just takes certain things in your life to trigger it. I'm not saying it doesn't always have to trigger. Sometimes it may not. Sometimes it might the child become an introvert. When it grows up, the child doesn't speak much or might not be very inclusive, whatever, because trauma reacts different ways, different people. Everyone handles stress different. Some people scream out and go crazy when they got trauma. Some people got trauma, they get very quiet, very introvert, don't do much, don't talk much. Or some people they might be like functional depressants. They function, they get along well, but they're just constantly just on the downers mentally. But they just get along, they do the work, 9 to 5, whatever it is, but they're on the downers psychologically. So then we look at it, the reality is, how about all these guys in prison who's been through, forget about those who are just on road who can go home and live like this. What about, not forget about them because they're important. I don't know what to think, I'm not thinking about they're important. But I'm saying, imagine the prisoners who ain't got nowhere to go and who's gone through all this lifestyle, then you're going to get abused by warders or you're sleeping on the bed. You're locked down with the most inhumane treatment, your food, your everything. What is that? How damaging is that to you? Yeah. And then you'll just function. You're just functioning because you got to function, but you're not actually functioning.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? So it's like survival. You're constantly on survival.
Yeah. You're not functioning.
It's not fight. It's like a fight and flight, but you're constantly fighting.
Yeah.
You're not fighting because you're not flight. Where are you going to run to?
Yeah.
There's nowhere to run because it's like you're in a prisoner.
You have to function within the
look like this. A prisoner's like a baby in the womb.
Mm.
When a baby in the womb hears stress, adults, we hear stress, we can run, right? We can disappear. When a baby in the womb hears stress from a parent, it cannot go nowhere. It has to just crawl up into itself. So then it's that's where depression comes from. That's what the word, because the word depression, and depress means to push down. Depressed. So you're pushing down yourself. You're it's like a compass of pressure, stress, strain, all those kind of things. Imagine now when you look at a person in prison who's going through all this madness. Where's he running to? Nowhere. He's just building, compressing, pushing. He can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
He's just there stuck in. He can't hide. He can't be like us and go to a house and do, Yeah. This, people understand, you can't help no one by treating them like this, the way they treat them. You ain't going to rehabilitate nobody. All you're doing is creating time bombs.
Yeah, time bombs. That's what I said, monsters. You create monsters and time bombs. That's all you do.
It needs changes. Like, it needs changes. It gets serious. On a psychological level,
really,
it gets really serious.
Really serious.
You know?
And on every level, no matter what, and whoever's in the place is suffering the same thing, isn't it?
Of course.
Like, so you got, like, no matter what the charge is. So how are you going to correct anyone on any level?
Again, I'm not hatred for the warders. Think about Warder too. Imagine Warder's got a nice house. Like I said in the documentary, Warder's got a nice house. He comes home. I mean, he leaves his house. He's a nice girl to go to work in a place where you see rats running around. You got maggots on the floor. You got cats. You got animals. You've got just. It's dirty. It's crummy. It's nasty. You've got some prisons who don't get a chance to bathe because there's not enough time. And they're scared to go to the shower bath when certain people are showering. You've got certain people who take long to throw their piss bottle out because
they're scared to go and queue up in the morning.
There's a lot of things. So imagine what's going to happen with the warder's got to see all this. The warder's going to take in all this stress and all this frustration. How does he unwind if he doesn't know how to release himself from what they call vicarious trauma? Because vicarious trauma is trauma that doesn't belong to you.
Yeah,
someone else's.
experiencing it all every day, watching it.
So,
that's the trauma as well. That's really good point. Good point.
So how does that warder then release that? How does he release it? Because he's not, if he ain't been taught and doesn't understand, this is why I say Jamaica, not just Jamaica, even even over here.
It's a really good point.
Warders, they need to really be taught about trauma, like massively about trauma and the psychological impact it has on people. And without knowledge of that, they're only going to be consistently imparting
and
that negative energy onto people. And it's mad. And they're going to go home with that. And then again, a warder who had a bad day at home, who comes to work in a shithole like that.
Yeah.
Man, you're going to take it on everybody.
Everyone.
So it's whichever way, it
works. It doesn't work well on any angle.
No, it's just mad.
So it's a vicious cycle. So you're talking from the prisoners to the victims to the warders.
That's crazy.
And anyone who has anything to part, like there's other jobs as well that has to experience it. Even the cleaners. Is there any cleaners? I don't know.
I was going to say.
Like whoever's the part of it, the cook, the gardener.
They're all prisoners, but they have to part of it. It's just mad. It's just crazy.
Right.
It's the whole thing. It's crazy. It's a crazy
insane.
Setup. There's no form of rehabilitation that and even if they do bring in, like, because I said it in my thing, I heard that they brought in a few stuff recently that people are doing, but no matter what workshops you bring into a prison like that, if you're gonna have to worry about, are you gonna eat, is my piss bottle gonna drop on somebody and you stab me up, how functional will you be at whatever course you're doing anyway?
How functional can you be?
How functional will you really be at whatever course you're doing?
Doesn't matter what course. There's no course to give you.
Like, it's
so what do you think can
if you got to live your day like what Stephen's saying, you got to live the prisoners, like what he's saying is the reality of what everyone's going through in in these prisons. You're worried about dropping your piscial. You've heard about the piscial, right? The famous piscial.
Part 1.
But this, you see, we sit here and laugh about it, innit? Piscial. Everyone's laughing in the comments. Wicked. But prisoners are scared of this every day because if they're walking with 2 litres of piss, queuing up with 400 prisoners, and that's their life on the line. Every time they pick up that bottle of piss.
Know how you walk with it. Know how you walk with it.
Know how you walk with it. Because I see someone lose their life. Remember I told you, I've seen someone lose their life over that. So your life is on the line. Every fucking morning with a 2 bottle of piss in you. Know how you're walking with it. Imagine you woke up a little bit and you tripped over a stone. And you ain't even your fault. Am I lying? Know how you're walking with it. So that's trauma that's going through your head every day. Like you're worried about going to empty out a 2 bottle of piss. You're worried about going to have a shower. You're worried about everything.
So let me give a realistic scenario that happens all the time. Even if you come out to go throw your piss away.
Yeah.
And if I'm a man, I'm on my block and I'm respected. Like in my block, I was well respected. You get what I'm saying to you? But I wasn't about bully or disrespectful to people. And if I was to come out the block though and say to myself, yo, move up, inmate, move. And I want to walk past everybody, you got to turn away from me quick because I want to come in. But if I want to come in, you got to know how you turn with your piss bottle as well.
Yeah.
If you turn on somebody, you're going to get problems.
Yeah.
So that scenario can happen to anybody. It happens many times. It's like a man want to shower. If I'm showering and I don't decide to, because there's only one shower pipe for, on my block was 200, almost 200 inmates. That's my man, 3 and 4. Yeah, Gibraltar. If
How many showers there?
one shower, one pipe. Yes,
One pipe.
Yeah, Starbucks got like 3.
Yeah. We got 3 outside. Yeah,
3. But Ramon's got 1.
1.
Now, yeah. So imagine now if I'm showering and I don't want to move aside so you can soap up. So I wet my body and I'm standing up just near it and I'm just.
You got to take turn with the soap up and the wash off.
If I don't want to step aside for you to soap up as well, you gotta wait.
You gotta wait.
You have to just wait.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Bad man thing.
Your bad man thing. You see the soap up things. You got to take turns in soaping up.
Yeah, you have to.
So while you're soaping up, this man's gonna rinse off.
And then this man was soap up, that man soap, that man was soap up, that man soap up, that man soap up, and then this man go rinse off like this, tree soaping up.
Yeah.
But if I don't like you and I don't rate you or I don't want to, what are you gonna do?
You got problems with that guy, or there's some.
You can't do nothing.
What, you leave him covered in soap?
That's if you get soap.
It's if you get soap.
If you get water.
I've seen it as well. What you're saying, I've seen it.
It happens.
I've seen it. I've seen prisoners really been disrespected at the pipe. You know what I mean? Like what he says, like some guys won't get to bathe that day. Like even just like where I was bathing, not every, like I was the only foreigner bathing in the outdoor pipe.
But you see, as much as
you can't even go. It's not, some prisoners are scared to go near that. They will anywhere.
It is, but you know what is as well, on a real scene, all these things happen. What prison need to know is they need to stop doing this because we're adding to they're adding, because I wasn't part of that. Nobody who watches who was in prison, we know that I was never like that. I never ill treat the people, even though if I could have, I didn't do it because it's not my mentality. But what I'm saying is, prisoners themselves are adding to the trauma they already have. Some just because they don't. Maybe not say they don't know better, but psychologically they're not in a better space in their head to do it because they always have to think they have to put on that bravado of being bad or being tough. But they realize what they don't realize is the way they're ill-treating each other, they're adding to the destruction that the warders are putting on them.
That's the saddest thing as well.
You get me? So they need to understand what they're doing.
They're all in it together.
Yeah.
You know, they're all in it together.
So I'm not just going to blame warders only. I blame also prisons as well. Prisons need to think about the things they're doing. The way they're doing things, they need to remember that we're all in this situation, circumstances together that the government has placed for us. Like they've made it that we live. Because when I was on remand and I saw the way they treat people and the things they do, I was like, right, like it's mad the way prisons were doing things just to, upset other prisons. Because when I first went there, the first 6 months I went there, I didn't know nobody in my block in it. Before I got a lot of respect in my block, became somewhere everybody respected my block. After a while, after like a year, remand block was like you get me? I had the place weak. Like, I had a lot of respect there. And there's no man will say I'm lying. I'm not on a hype thing. I just had a lot of respect for Remand block. See my first when I was on Gibraltar, but I served 6 months. I went through hell. I was fighting it every day. You get me? Nearly every day because I had nothing to give, and plus I wasn't talking or being friendly with nobody, so I was constantly fighting. And
so you went through that side of it.
Yeah. When you, so I don't know who it was, but someone cut my ballet shoes. Someone cut my ballet. It's in my book. I talk about it. Someone cut my ballet shoes.
What's the ballet shoes?
Ballet's on that section.
Yes.
They do that on that section.
Ballet's like it's a brand. It's a nice pair of shoes.
It's a nice pair of shoes.
Similar to Clark's.
So so Clark's. But I had a cheese button ballets, so they cut my ballet. I had a nice crisp white ballet. They cut my Air Max. They bought, Air Max, they put a hole for my Air Max and cut the front of it so my shoes were open. So for about 2-3 months, I was walking my toes out. Like I'll be real with you. Shoes. It's in my book. I don't hide it.
It's regular.
I went through mad. I didn't know who it was because I wanted to kill someone that day. I swear to God. Like, I was that angry. That time I was frustrated. I just came to prison. So I wasn't how I was after about a year and a half when I started to try to change my mindset. You get me? But those times I just wanted to kill somebody because they destroyed the last little integrity I had. They took it.
What was their motive?
Again, it's just people, it was like entertainment for them.
Yeah.
Entertainment. Some things people do for entertainment because they have no entertainment. And it's like, you're frustrated with life, innit? But what people need to really understand is when you're behind bars is when it's time to reflect on life. Yeah. Reflect on the things that happened in your past. I use it as a time to help myself healing it. And that's what I would tell to any man watching. use the time to help yourself heal instead of trying to destroy another man in prison.
That's
Like,
right.
focus on yourself. Look at your traumas. Look at why you're here. Look at the things that led you to here. Your family situations. You can't change what happened in the past, or someone you lost a life, a family member that caused you to become bad. Because some man not really bad enough, they're bad. If you look at a lot of my friends' stories from Kingston, and even that we've gone through things, why we become that. We've had deaths in our families or deaths of friends, and we're kind of led to hit the streets. Like in a revenge way, even though it's not always the best way neither.
That's right.
But it's just a mindset you feel like you have to revenge, or you get me? Like, or just they've gone through with a poverty and can't have no food, and they're tired of begging neighbor for a little piece of sugar or something. It's like fuck it, I'm gonna go out and just, look at go rob my money. Do you get me? Because there's no way to get a job, because certain parts of Kingston, with your postcode and your area, you won't get a job. Same for Spanish Town. It's hard for certain youths to get a job. So some people turn to crime.
Areas,
you get me? Some people turn to crime. So I understand the circumstances, wish it wasn't like that. But while you're in prison, use that as time to reflect on yourself. Don't just sit there and create more problems to your life. Use it to be as a benefit. I did. I turned my life around.
That's a vicious cycle with it.
Of course.
With that is very good point he's pointing out, because I see that a lot. And then you experience it from the prison, and then you come, and then when I've been released from prison, I see the same thing on the road, that mentality where you see where people trying to hurt each other.
Happens over here as well.
It happens over here as well.
Everywhere.
But you see, like, this is the mentality, like, especially in the Jamaican prison system, where they're all so depressed and suppressed by the system, and they end up just trying to kill each other. That's why I always said the prison's designed, my opinion was this, the prison's designed for the people to kill each other.
Well, that's a no-brainer, still, isn't it? One shower pipe for almost 200 inmates, 4 little
no
toilets.
water,
That don't make no sense.
4 little toilets. This place
make no
is
sense.
designed for you guys to kill each other. It's designed for that.
It's not a place, a structure.
It's not
made for
structured
people,
in any other way. Just even that's what you said. Who queues up in the morning with 2 litres of piss in their head?
For real. Or
in
a
their
jug
hand.
of piss or something.
Yeah, a jug
Doesn't
of
make
piss.
sense.
Who hasn't got no water in their cell? Who has no beds? Who has no this? No forks. Let's get to the food. Like people coming back from the tray with food in their hand. You have to go and get a butter dish off a prisoner, right? Buy a little
Butter dish or a container, whatever.
Yeah, I luckily try to borrow a container off a prisoner, a little butter dish or something like that. I mean, come on.
True. If someone who's in there already, when you just come in, you don't come in with nothing, can it?
Yeah, nothing.
So
So you got fuck all.
Unless you come from jail and you had that from jail.
Yeah.
But most people don't have. You get me? So you got to come in with nothing, and hopefully somebody gives you.
Hopefully.
You get me?
Hopefully.
Because the prison doesn't give you nothing.
Yeah. I remember.
don't give you nothing.
I remember. 'Cause I've given
Recently, they
new
gave a few
prisoners
sponges away to people because they never used to give. They give a few
Sponges?
Yeah, they give a few sponges
You're
away.
joking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fabulous.
A few sponges.
But they used to give us cake soap to bathe with. Do you remember?
They used to give a month.
Cake soap.
What, one little cake soap a month. One cake
But
soap.
cake soap is not to bathe with.
I know. But that's
So they give us this soap, which is to use to wash clothes.
It's red soap.
It's red soap. It's a detergent soap.
Wow.
So that's what we get to shower with.
They give you that.
They
used to
give
us
you that
Don't
to
they give you a
shower with.
rash?
Cake soap. Huh?
Do you get like a
Destroy
rash?
your skin.
It
It
destroys
destroy
your
your
skin.
skin.
Destroys
No,
your
I
skin.
see, but it destroys
Destroy
your
the cells
skin.
in the skin and makes it.
You can see all prisoners in there, their skin all going fuck. It's every person's got a skin problem in there.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Not everyone, but a lot of people got skin problems.
So if
in
you're
there.
not getting attacked by the bed bugs, you're washing your skin with
cake soap.
detergent.
If
Yeah.
you ain't getting
With
visit,
detergent,
yeah.
yeah.
And the fab powder is not good in there neither.
Yeah, the
because
fab.
it's got
soap
bleach in it.
study. Yeah,
And they give you one tissue a month. One tissue.
one toilet roll.
Plus knowing
Month.
that,
Yeah.
knowing that the food itself isn't good because the food will give you diarrhea. But the thing is, if after a while you get used to it, because when I first started eating food, I used to shit like a duck,
Yeah.
literally. But what happened is because like I said, I went 6 months of suffering, so I had to eat it.
You had to eat
after a
it,
while.
yeah.
And then it was after a while you get used to it, but. Bear in mind, your body's getting used to breaking down. Like you get used to that crap to break it down.
Yeah.
Because first it just passes through my body. As it goes in, goes out. You eat it, just go to the toilet straight away. You just know it. But after a while, your body gets used to it, and you start taking in. But you got to think about how distorting is actually for your body. Your body's getting used to breaking it down, and enjoying that, and getting whatever. And it's not getting nothing from it. But
no.
it's crazy. Like the lot of people are going through. I don't wish on my worst enemy. I don't wish on nobody.
I said that as well. I don't
You get me?
wish it
Like, it's
on my
mad.
worst enemy.
So I would say anybody out there who knows how to really, I'm just doing it because I want to campaign against it. I'm not a professional at this. I don't really know how to do those things. But anybody out there who wants to support and could help or show us a ways to, really like to go forth to really make a massive impact, please reach out, man, because
Reach out,
it's mad.
spread
It's
awareness.
Mad. You get me? Because what's going on in Jamaica shouldn't be going on. Not in Jamaica, not in the country, not in the West Indies. Like, especially, and plus Jamaica is also still connected to Great Britain too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
very true.
Yeah.
So if you could list top 5 things to fix this, what would they be?
A whole new prison.
New prisons.
The whole new prisons.
How many prisons are there in Jamaica?
I think there's 9.
There's 9.
There's 9, yeah. No,
Is that the biggest one?
Spanish Town, I think
GP is the biggest,
yeah,
and
GP.
then Spanish Town.
And they're all quite
I don't
similar.
know. Yeah, I think GP is the biggest
I
one,
think-
Spanish Town. I can't remember.
Are they spread out across the country,
They're
then,
both
the
crap.
prisons?
Yeah, there's both.
Well, there's
Spanish
more.
Town, GP, they're
They're all
both.
in kind of. Where's it? Apart from.
Nah, gun court. You got gun courts, GP, Spanish
all in
Town.
Kingston and Spanish Town. They all
No,
kind
yeah,
of.
you got Tambling Farm and Rich.
The Tambling Farm. Apart from that, where's Tambling Farm again?
Tambling Farm is I don't remember. I was there. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Then you got
I
Richmond.
thought I was going to get sent there.
Yeah, I was.
I was hoping they was going to send me.
I
That's
was
outdoor
surprised they
prison.
sent me there though.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's a different prison.
Yeah, that's a different. That's the only. The best prison to go is a prison called Tambling
It still
Farm.
ain't got a proper toilet, but
Yeah, but it's outdoor. It's a lot
You
more
got a proper
relaxed.
bed. You're
I've
in
heard
a
of- yeah.
dorm. It's an
Yeah.
outdoor prison.
Yeah.
Like that was. I had my last 6 months of my sentence.
I was hoping they was going to send
I
me
was shocked when they sent me there, but I was like, what?
You-
I left from South Block going there.
Seriously.
Yeah, because when after the warder got killed
Yeah.
and the 3 inmates got when the 3 my man got shot up and the warder got killed because there's a big shooting in prison in 2005. After that, that's when I went to Spanish Town. I went Horizon
Tambling
first.
Farm.
Yeah, Horizon first. I went Spanish Town. Went back to Spanish Town. Did about
Horizon.
6 months. Yeah, no, from Horizon went from GP to Horizon. Then back to Spanish Town. Then Spanish Town went to
Tambling Farm.
Yeah.
Finished off at Tambling.
Finished
That's
off.
all right. Nice way to finish it
Yeah,
off.
finished off. and
What was the shootout over?
Escape. It's an escape. Yeah, escape happened. Someone tried to escape from prison, and warders said, the warders were allegations. It was more of allegations. They said warders brought in guns for
Of course
inmates.
they did.
You get me? So
Of course they
it's
did.
corruption again. But at the same time, again, if the warders ain't getting paid properly, and
But this is it.
you know what I mean, the situations,
It's a vicious cycle.
it's just.
A vicious
Like
cycle.
the whole thing just crazy. The place is inhumane. You get me?
Yeah.
The whole thing's inhumane.
And down to the whole system, like, this is why it's so important for Jamaica as a country to fix this. It's so important.
Because it's a beautiful country.
Because it's such a beautiful country. It's such a beautiful culture. It is like, I love Jamaica.
It's not
and
helping.
hasn't, and even though what I experienced in the prison hasn't changed my feelings towards Jamaica at all. It's just this is on all parts. This needs to be fixed.
And not just the prison as well. I feel as though even the government needs to do more work for helping to get people in the ghetto.
This is it. That's why I'm saying it's on all parts, because it ain't just a prison. This ain't just a prison problem, is it, Stephen? It's an all-round system problem in Jamaica, from the ghetto, from poverty upwards. So there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. A lot of things, like down to lack of social housing, down to even like we got NHS over here. There's I'm sure the things are better over there now, but you see, like the prison system and the whole brutality system of how the people, and then you're making the people wanting to kill each other. This ain't no good for anyone's mental health. Even down to the warders, like he said, it affects everyone having it like that. So there is no good outcome of this.
The war of brutality is crazy, man.
If
the way they beat prisoners, like I've witnessed, and I've been beating myself in prison, but the way they beat
No, it's
prisoners,
crazy. Water brutality is crazy.
mad, like,
It's crazy.
crazy.
No.
They don't play when they swing their batons.
No, they'll fuck you up with the buttons quickly.
You get hit anything,
They'll
they
beat
just
the shit out of
beat,
you
like,
at a
proper.
blink of an eye for no reason. Just you don't want, some of them you don't want to get in their way. Some of them you stay away from, innit? The warders that are trouble as well, because a few warders. Because you'll be cool with a few, innit?
Yeah,
I got
quite a few
cool with
warders
most of them.
I'm
I'm cool with most of them.
I've got a few
But there's a
warders I'm
few
cool
of them
with
you say, no, you stay away from that. Because if he catch you slipping the slightest, he's going to fuck you up.
What's the worst things both of you saw the guards do?
Well, to me, I was beaten bad. Myself personally, my locks are ripped out of my head. I used to have dreadlocks. I know you can't. You won't see it now, of course you can't.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah, my locks are ripped out my head. Ripped out my head.
Fuckery.
Totally ripped out my head. Like literally ripped out my head. But what it was, they beat me. I talk about this in my book. They put me against the. I won't go as what the details was over because all of us something silly. But
People are going to be curious.
I was being a bit rude at the waters at the warder. I mean at the soldier, because that time soldier was there. Because a lot of warders got expelled for a period of time, and then soldiers came in, and then the soldier literally he held my lock. I was under my lock under cell.
They're worse
He
than
held
the
my
soldiers.
he held my
Worse than the
locks.
warders.
He held my locks. But remember, bear in mind, this before I even go into that's the reality again. Jamaica should never have brought soldiers in. Let me explain why I say that. Myself, from a psychologist perspective, soldiers are not trained to. Warders are supposed to be trained, should be trained to deal with people because you're civil servants. Warders are not, they're killers. I mean, not warders, soldiers are killers.
Yeah,
your
straight.
job is to kill.
Yeah.
Your job is to murder. A soldier's job
murder.
isn't to deal with public. It's like a police and a soldier, even over England. A police's job is a civil servant. You're going to help people. You're here to help people. You should have, even though not all of them do, you should have
Public skills.
The insight, public skills.
Public skills.
But a soldier's not job that. A soldier's job is to murder. You're trained to murder.
Especially
You're trained
in
to take
Jamaica.
harsh treatment and kill. No, everywhere. The soldier's job is literally to kill. A soldier doesn't train to say.
That a soldier like that. Yeah, soldier is
job.
to kill. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So the fact that when you look at this concept of bringing soldiers into prison to work with prisoners who are traumatized, that's ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
Because soldiers are trained to be angry, ignorant, and to do
That's right.
what's told. That means go in there, make sure no problems happen, any problems happen, deal with it.
So
And
how's
they'll
that
do it
gonna
in the
affect
worst
the
of ways.
prisoners?
So go back into my story. I got rude to a soldier. His friends started laughing at him, and the next friend said, don't worry, come, everything's good. So technically I went to the grill front. Something goes to me, don't go. I went to the grill front thinking the soldier's gonna be cool and let me out. Because technically it's over me wanting water to drink. Because I had no water on my lock and they put me under my lock and I was angry, cussing. So anyway, the soldier said, nah, I thought everything's gonna be nice. The soldier grabbed me by my locks at the grill. Remember, I'm in my cell, locked. The door's locked. He grabbed me, bang, my head bangs against the grill. He's got my locks. Yeah, because this is grill gates. So he's got my locks there. And he puts his foot on the door and leans back like that and pulls my natty.
Oh,
So my head just busts into the thing. I can't move my head. And then I'm just getting beaten. Boom, boom, beating. So one of them had the SLR belt. You know the belt from SLR?
yeah.
Yeah. So I was getting slapped with that. I was getting beaten with the baton, punch, kick. They're doing everything. I'm getting booted in my leg, everything. So then I just literally threw myself back because I couldn't take no more. And then my locks went, they're on the floor. My head pounding like crazy.
You got scalped.
They didn't stop there. No, they didn't stop there. I swear to God, I swear my kids, they never stopped there. They go to the ward that was there, open the cell. Because the ward was reluctant to open the cell. I was saying, please, no, don't. He had to open it because soldiers looked at him like, say, if you don't open it, but he opened it. They came in and smacked the shit out of me. Prisoners were saying, he's English, because I have a Jamaican accent. I had a hard Jamaican accent. I still have my yard accent, but I only talk when I talk to my family, I talk Jamaican, but I had a hard yard accent, like proper hard yard accent. Because I'd go in Jamaica, you know me, for a long time, and I've come back to England for a bit, but I still hang on my yardie, so I had a very strong Jamaican accent at the time. So they just beat me in the band, and everyone's saying, he's not a Jamaican, he's an English. Don't do it. They still beat me, and then it's like something clicked them, say, allow me.
Fucked up.
How many
And
of
when
them
they
were
finished-
there?
Huh?
How many of them
There
came in?
was, 4 or 5 of them?
Fucked up.
When I finished, I was, bro, I'll be real with you, like, I had pain for days, concussion, pain in my body, legs back, everything. They slapped me with a belt, everything. I was whacked. There's nothing I could do about it. Like nothing at all. But the funny thing about it, a couple of days later, one of the soldiers actually apologized to me still. About days later. Yeah, he apologized to me because it was my family from Spanish Town knows a soldier in it, and this soldier come in and he can bring some stuff for me. But I told my boy, I don't want to give it too much. But even I was scared, man.
He ended up knowing someone.
Yeah, he ended up knowing the same ward.
Right.
That same guy beat me. He ended up coming with the same soldier who was a link to my family.
Right.
He came because he's with one of my cousin's people. Yeah.
Right.
So this soldier, he brought things to me. But then the other soldier beat me. One of the main soldiers beat me. He came in like to the block with the soldier who knows me. After I met the soldier, one day the soldier came on the block and he was with him. I'm like,
Well,
and then I told him what happened, but he told me what happened, and he's like, "Boy, I apologize. I didn't know it was your family." You get me? But I'm like, cool. I turned an enemy into a friend, but you get me? Because soldier was the best to have.
Damage is already done. Yeah, definitely. Damage is already done.
But I'm just saying, I know what it's like to be beaten by like warders. It's not nice.
No.
You get me? I've had warder hit me and things like hit me across my leg, hit me across my back, and them things. I've had that. You get what I'm saying, from warder, but. When soldier beat me, that was a beating and a half. Like that was the maddest beating. It was mad. Like my hair got ripped out, my body was just messed. Like they battered me, stepped on me, everything. Like literally had me on the floor, stepping with their army boots, everything. They had no mercy. No mercy. They smashed me up like proper. Like they don't play.
They don't play.
And I missed the biggest beating ever though, because there's one time they opened the whole prison and beat everybody. Not everybody, but they literally opened the prison for like block to block and was beating.
They do that.
That also created a human rights thing, but nothing came out. As far as I know, nothing came out.
I remember I heard about that. That was about 2001, isn't it?
Yeah. I was going.
That was a few months before I got there. I remember. I heard about it.
I just missed that because I was going court. So there's a blessing I missed that because they beat half of my brethren I used to power with. They got beat apart from one guy who never got beat, Wayne Bones, but they wouldn't beat him because that's a madness to touch Wayne Bones in time because the clans was really known around that era. So, but they didn't touch him. But every once ever man, they beat bad. They battered my brethren Sherlock. They battered beer people.
For what reason?
No reason. They don't need a reason.
It's something happened. I can't remember what happened in prison. But they started being everybody.
They just want to. I nearly got
It was mad.
same kind of situation, but I didn't actually. The one prisoner, one policeman, not police. I was in the police cell, and 4 of them handcuffed me to the chair, and they was gonna beat me. 3 of them, and they pull out the bat, and one of them's got the gun, and as they're gonna do it, then the main policeman comes in, so they stop because one guy they couldn't do it in front of. You feel me? But I was like that close in getting it, and like what Steven said, in the prison, I see people getting
Police are
beat
dangerous.
all the time.
Police you can't trust in
All the
stations.
time. Police are the worst because the police, like literally, these police, I was handcuffed to the chair like this. And they were saying to me, they were giving me one bag of tarts. Yeah, English, man, me a white boy, if I beat you up, I rate it. One bag of thing like that. And they was like, gonna gun butt me and pushing the gun up on my face and they're about to really fuck me up. And then the main guy walks in where they couldn't really do it in front of him.
That's why I remember I said last time I was here, I was telling you about why I got cut on my chest and on my back. It was because of the police station. But then they've killed like 3 of my friends.
Yeah, they fuck you up in the police station.
They killed my brethren Al Capone. They killed him in Rocky Point. They killed him there. He was locked up in Al Capone, and they also killed my brethren Chuku as well. You know, my brethren from uptown Chuku. But they've killed quite a few people. You know, police do that.
Jim Brown.
No, Chuku.
No, but I mean the warders them killed Jim Brown too in the prison, didn't they?
Yeah. No, it's just a lot of inhumane stuff happen really in the whole justice, the criminal justice system in Jamaica. And it needs to be addressed. It
From the top to the bottom, all of it, the whole lot of it.
I mean, it happens everywhere in the world, but you know, for me, I'm right now. This is what I'm talking about, referring to Jamaica right now. It seriously needs to address. It's such a beautiful country, and the more the crime rate and the more they don't work on rehabilitating people, you're going to continue increase the crime rate, which is not going to help.
Which is what happening over there as well.
It's not going to help the country's tourism. It's not going to help the country's the lifespan of the young people in the country. It's not beneficial. There needs to be a change. It's a beautiful country, and it needs to be a change to make Jamaica a better place. Do you get me? Like it needs to be done. Like me coming from that lifestyle, living on the streets, doing the streets thing, both in Jamaica and even over here, but referring to my life in Jamaica was crazy. The things I've done as an English youth, it's crazy. So if I can contribute to make a change and be that change, then hopefully God willing, some youths will see and will take heed and think again. Like I said, hopefully some of the prisoners start thinking themselves like what they're doing to each other and the brutality to each other. Forget just about the warders part, their part. What can they do to make
themselves?
Each other?
To themselves is And I hate it. I hate seeing that shit.
And what can the people of Jamaica start doing themselves when they watch the documentary? The people from Jamaica themselves, what would they think about? They need to do for themselves, being in the country. How can they do and lobby to make changes in their own country as well?
That's right.
Because they need to also stand up and say, this ain't right.
That's right.
Our loved ones are in prison and they're treating like this.
That's right.
And what can we do to make things better for the people in prison? Yes, they done crime, but if you treat like this, you're not going to change them. There's no rehabilitation. So you might as well left the name Spanish Town Prison and General Penitentiary, which is GP, because changing it from Spanish Town Prison to St. Catherine Adult Correctional Centre
is not correct.
But you're not correcting. You're not correcting anything. Nobody. Why change it? And GP they call it now Tower Street Correctional Centre. Why change it if you're not actually fully focused on correcting the errors?
Correctional centre is meant to be a correctional centre.
That's right. It doesn't make sense using those names if you're not correcting nobody.
And the crime rate in Jamaica is really bad now, it seems to be getting worse as well. So it's like this is an all-round thing in the criminal justice injustice system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they make changes in Jamaica prison, you focus on even things where they can focus on creating programs that will help the prisoners to change the way they think. And the prisoners, naturally, when they communicate with their family and loved ones out the road, they'd want to tell them, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But when a person's angry, frustrated, you're only going to talk bad to people.
And what are they going to do when they come out on road? So that's why you're seeing the crime rate in Jamaica rise, because what else is going to happen if this keeps going on and on and on and on? I mean, behind closed doors as well.
You got beautiful place like West Malone was never really troublesome. Westmoreland's become a killing zone. You know, places like Westmoreland's like really, really quiet, like wasn't really known for them kind of situations. Westmoreland's come really bad. Mobbay was a hotspot tourist point.
Yeah, Mobbay's got really bad recently.
Yeah, Mobbay's really bad. Like this, it's just spreading throughout the country, and it doesn't need to happen really.
That's right.
If the people just reflect and realize their true power and their true potential. But then again, if you live in a very traumatized environment and everything that's pushed at you is just negativity.
This is it.
It's gonna spiral people out of control as well.
This is it.
Do you get me? And plus, the news is always showing violence. So people naturally think, well, I have to carry a weapon, I have to do this, I have to protect myself, I have to...
Becomes the
so
norm.
You become traumatized yourself, because if you're every day seeing on the news, on TV, violence, you naturally believe, well, I'm going to protect myself from what's going to come.
That's right.
You're going to start thinking it's going to come, and it's a fear factor. And a fear
So
factor
you're prone to it?
Fear factor, no, it's more, we look at deeper, it's a fear factor.
Of course.
And if you got fear factor, then you're looking at, if you start thinking from a place of fear, you're thinking from a place of doubt. And a place of doubt leads openness for all type of negativity. So naturally, you're going to want to carry weapons. You're going to want to do this. You're going to. So it's just breeding violence and problems.
Yes.
So really changing the prison system is important.
Very.
Changing prisoners' mentality is important, because a lot of prisons have impact and have status with people on road.
Yes.
Because everyone knows it's no brainer that people in prison have connection to people on road. So if you change the minds of prisoners in prison, make better facilities for them. Not that people are going to want to come into prison, but those people in prison will then have a more positive impact on those on road who talk to loved ones. And so it's a no-brainer if you really want changes.
This ain't just about the prisoners, like just trying to make the situation better for them. It's an all-round effect. It's an all-round effect. It's like a whole spiral effect. It's the prisoners, it's the people on the road, it's the young people growing up, the crime. It's the whole system. It affects it from every angle.
Sure.
So it's like, it ain't just about this ain't just about spread awareness to fix up the prisons so the prisoners can live better. No, it ain't just about that. It's about mental health on every angle, and it's about wisening people up. It's about less negativity. It's about putting positivity into people. It's about changing a whole traumatic way of life that people are going through. It's a vicious cycle, and it has to be addressed on different angles. But the prison is one of the main bases of it.
True.
How essential was it to have a weapon?
Very essential. You feel naked without
When I first went to prison, that's all I wanted.
So,
when I first went to prison, I didn't have one for a while. And when I got one,
I got one the first week.
I didn't.
Knives are we talking?
I didn't get nothing.
Yeah,
for
nice
months.
guns.
For real.
I didn't have none for months. I'm giving you 100. I didn't have none for months. But when I did,
I was in South Block. I see a box of ratchet. My first week, they said, Tuggo, look out for the warders. So I was looking out for the warders while they throw some stuff over the wall.
I got nothing.
Box of ratchet come over. I'm like, so I saw 50 ratchets getting issued out. I'm like, there's no way. I need one of these right away. Like, it's too many. Like, and everyone's got one. I need one. It's ridiculous. You feel left out if you ain't got one at one point.
See, I was left out because for months I didn't have nothing. Months. I say my book.
No,
I've been hoping my book.
But that's real though.
The thing is like
a lot of people go through that. It's true.
On my block, I was on my mind then. Like I said, I knew no one on my block. Though on New World, which is a ship, I don't know, Slaughterhouse, that big block you see in the documentary.
That's a ship.
Argued, that's a ship.
Yeah, it's a ship.
That's what they call Slaughterhouse. That's where people die regular.
Yeah.
You get me?
That fuck up.
In fact, that block right now is shut down. They only opened it recently because of COVID. But it's actually shut down. They've actually locked that block up still.
That's the biggest block on the prison, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the block of South
How
Block.
about 800 down there?
Nah, I don't even know. I can't.
Guys, if South Block 04, there's a lot of people here.
About
It's a big block.
500. About 500. But it's that I didn't know my friends were over there, so like I said, I didn't leave my block for the first 6 months. I just used to go out of grass and exercise and come back in.
Yeah.
But I want to respect our prisons because I was constantly fighting them. I was never stopped fighting. I wasn't bowing 3 inmates against me. I don't care. I'm fighting. That was my. Well, you've seen my book. I don't hide it. I'm not saying every war I won, but people knew I had that mindset that. And from road, I've always been known as a man who never boasts to nobody. I run my own show. I give commands. I don't take commands. So it was like, there's no way you're gonna rule me.
You're gonna get into fights.
Yeah. So I was fighting all the time, and it just went. I had nothing. I had no weapon or nothing for about 6 months. But like I said, when I did, then life changed.
What was your first weapon?
It was a very nice piece of something. I don't know if anything changed. Prisoners never arrested me, But I mean, before that, I had my weapon. Prisoners never arrested me, to be honest with you, because I fought so much that prison started to respect me, started to nod their head at me. In fact, there's a guy named Moses. I got to big him up. I spoke about it last time. And then as you saw in the comment, a guy said that Moses on road. Remember the guy you contacted for me? Now, Moses is on road, and Moses he just done 24 years. He's American. For murder, he's done 24 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually interested to talk to you still. He's done 24 years, he's back in America now. And like, he's a big man, 24 years.
Get him on the webcam.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's American. He's American. He was in 24 for murder, yeah. Dangerous guy, serious guy.
Yeah.
But when I say dangerous, he's a negative guy, like he's not to play with.
Of course not.
But he can have his own.
Yeah,
but you see this guy, like proper Tai Chi master, like, but he's calm, he's loving, he's everything. He's a cool guy. Like, but just don't get the wrong side of him.
Of course.
But he's a lovely guy. Like, he's on road now. He's a good friend of mine. You know, he was on that remand block because he was sentenced for murder. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And he was like, he's American. Like, even though like they had no real, I shouldn't be around there because I wasn't sentenced anyway. So I shouldn't have been there. I was still on remand, but they put Moses around there still. But Moses was there. Moses was, he was something different still. But he's a very, very, very good guy. Like, he's got a really good energy. But he would tell you, I had nothing. I was going for fights all the time for the first 5-6 months. But after say about 3-4 months, yeah, people started to nod to me. But I still wasn't being friendly. I was very angry, so I wasn't being friendly. You know, but then say after my first year, the block became very easy for me. You know, which was a good.
How did you source your weapon, Stephen?
Source it?
Yeah, where'd you get it from?
I wouldn't say exactly where, but friends, you know, it comes, it's easy. You get me?
Yeah.
Some people, me personally now, I was very smart. I don't like to directly deal with warders. You get me? I don't like to directly deal with warders. But some people do, you know, and my thing was nice. It was nice. It was nice. You know, I went back there just a minute ago. But
I saw it in your eyes.
Yeah, I went back there. But it's people get what they want in there.
Yeah.
Put that way, you get what you want. They found dynamite in there, like I said. They found dynamite.
Yeah, guns, dynamite,
guns, cutlasses,
big
like
cutlasses. That's what I'm saying. Big blades,
not
this.
not like little.
No, not just little
cutlasses.
blades. I'm talking about
Machetes.
proper Rambo.
No, proper cutlasses. Like proper, like you got with the grip there.
Yeah.
Like when they used to cut grass.
Yeah.
Your grip there in Jamaica used to cut grass. You got the grip about that big, and then this blade is about that big.
That big,
like,
yeah.
It's this like that. It's big.
And hidden in the walls, in the chappies in the walls, in the cell.
Cutlasses. You know, it can be very
knives gone. Sorry,
it can be very dangerous. Like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we can get some serious pieces of weapons in there, man. And it's like, you know, people just after a while though, if you just. I can't complain really, because the hardship I went through in the beginning actually made me to be the man I was, because I got a lot of respect from people after that 6 months, like I said, by being so determined and strong. And it made it that when I started to get visits and everything else, and when I started to get, you know, from that 6 months onwards, I had a much different life in prison. Like, it was much different. Like, I'm not in a boast where I can say it clearly that no one ever robbed me, no one ever tried take nothing from me. I had fights and things after still. We had problems. People got hurt, really hurt. But the reality is, no one tried to take my things or nothing. And I could never say, and that's one thing I can say, not because I was bad at anybody, but I was fortunate in that sense. No one ever tried to rob me.
If you don't, you got to stand up for yourself in there. If you show any form of weakness,
I was good
in that place. You're finished.
I was good in there, man. Like, in that sense, I was good, you know. And I had the right friends as well. I knew the right people. You get me? After a while, some people, I met them in prison. Like my brother who I said died shot back. He's not a friend from Rhodes. He's a prison friend, but we became brothers in there, you know? I had a lot of respect for him. I made a lot of friends in that place. Like, a lot of people had a lot of respect for me, you know? And it was
You meet
crazy.
some real good people in there.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you meet a lot of good people. A lot of people in there that are doing multiple murders.
Yeah.
You know, even like people say these guys have killed 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 10 people, 20 people. And you think them guys, but it's
all for reasons. There's all reasons why. Just because the person is like what you said, it's the trauma that person's been in to get to. It's not always as it seems. It
might not be a reason that people, a normal person in society, working class person, might think that's not a good enough reason. But if you sometimes, like I said, you have to look deeper into the person's lifestyle and what they've been through. And it's like a next to you who was in prison with me. He's died as well, Jet Li. He's dead. He's from my mum's era. The era my mum originally come from. Like, a lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people lost their lives in that place. but they were actually really good people. When you're with them and talking to them, you're surprised at the way their intelligence and the articulation of communication is really good. It's not that they're stupid, but opportunities have never really come their way for them to actually, no one's actually really sat down with them and say, okay, you can do something else with your life, or give the opportunity. Because again, talk to somebody without showing opportunities and ways, does it make sense? It's like you're just a talk game, innit? People need action. So, like I said, the rehabilitation process is so important.
Yeah.
That they really open ways to make changes for prisoners, or, they're gonna come in, do a long sentence, they might bust the case, or if they're on remand and they go back on road, do the same thing because there's no changes. There's no changes.
You're going out worse. So it's like, it's not correction, it's actually worse. You might as well call it worsening centres. We might as well, that'll be a good way to put it. We might as well call it Spanish Town Worsener Centre.
Then catching adult
This will fuck you up. Any criminal, this is going to turn you into it's going to destroy you. It's a Worsener Centre, and there's like what you said, people, that's why everyone you're talking about, who majority of people we know that come out and commit crime, they're dead. No one's been rehabilitated. True. We're very lucky here to sit here and tell you guys about this, and that's why. And there's a lot of vulnerable people in there now suffering like some unnecessary conditions. Unnecessary. A lot of them is just unnecessary conditions, and it's just like what I said. It causes a whole heap of problems on every angle.
I think when people hear of murder, they think of like one type of murder, but there's so many different types, isn't there?
There's so many different types, there's so many different reasons.
Gang members,
it's easy for someone to just say,
mafia.
Oh, this man was in for murder, and they just kind of throw someone in the bin when you say that. That's
the thing though. Society has taught us to judge in that perspective. It's a social construct in the way we think about and look at life. To judge someone for what they've done.
Look at
the reality, the deeper picture of why they do what they're doing and what led them there. Because everyone's got a story.
That's right.
Behind what they've done. Whether no one just, even a psychopath doesn't just get up and just kill just like that.
You get a little poodle dog, yeah?
There's something happened even in a psychopath's life. You study it, there's something happened in his life that ticked him to be there.
Yes.
And that's important to understand what is it, because you never heal or you never can heal or change anybody until you understand. And that's a common theme amongst psychologists, psychotherapists, trauma specialists. They all understand that the root is the reality is to understand the root cause of whatever the problem is. Otherwise, you're just putting plaster on a wound. You're not healing nothing. So reality is
What'd you say about the psychopath? The psychopath.
No, it's not even a psychopath has been through something.
Yes,
to cause him to
be a psychopath.
Yeah, something.
Of course.
Everyone has a.
So it's easy for us to just say he's a psychopath.
Yeah, but then you have to understand what's going on.
Why is he a psychopath?
What happened in his life?
What happened in his life for him to be a psychopath?
Like me, I was abused as a youth and it led me to become angry and violent. Everyone has a situation. Some people may not be physically abused.
That's right.
You got people who maybe they've got a loved one who's had got maybe, God forbid, sick with cancer. Yeah. There's a true life story about it. Someone who loved one had sick with cancer. A man went out and started did a robbery. He did a robbery just to get the money to pay for that. He was traumatized, didn't know how to make the money. It's a real life story. He didn't know how to make money, so he went out and robbed. He had no one to trust, no one to help him, no one to help him. So he's gone out to rob someone. Now, people say that's wrong, he robbed and he went into prison, But the reality, he had a problem, a pain, and no one was there to help him. So stress affects everyone differently.
Everybody.
And trauma is about that. Trauma is about stress, and it's about the flight and flight mechanism.
That's right.
That's what trauma is. And when you reach that point, how do you deal with it?
Yeah. Do
you get what I'm saying to you? Not everyone does it the most, people might say the most rational way or the most, but then what is the most rational way? Again, you have to look up someone's circumstances, why he's done what he's done, or do you get me? So it's deeper in what people do.
Of course.
So I think we need to stop judging so much and try to, society's taught more, not even about empathy, but we looked at things deeper than just seeing, blankage, through blinkers that this person's that person's that, and look deeper at people's lives, we'd make more changes.
That's right.
You get me? Right. So
a lot of judgment and it's like what you said, judging people. A lot of people get judged for what they've done. And like what you said, it can happen to anybody. What I was going to say is you put a poodle dog in the corner. and little innocent dog, and you start poking him and he turns into he's gonna switch.
Yeah, of course.
He's traumatized.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a good way of putting it, isn't it? You
100%.
put the nicest little puppy in the world.
Yeah.
The cutest thing.
True.
He's never bit a fucking anything in his life. He's a lovely little dog. But you put that dog in the corner and start bullshitting him like that. You start bullying him and poking him and that's what it's kind of like in prison.
It's true.
You know, you're getting you can get that cute little puppy's gonna turn into a monster.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, because he got him in the motherfucking corner now, and he's never bit anything in his life. He's a lovely little dog, but you got him in the corner now, and you keep poking him, and it's cruelty. It's the same thing. He turns into he's traumatized now.
So we got
the dog's traumatized. You see, it happens to the dog's traumatized for life.
True.
It's the same with humans. It's the same situation
Yeah, for real.
as anyone.
That's why it's important to address the root cause of all these problems.
This is why it's so important to address the root cause of the problem. It's so important. Otherwise, the root cause.
Don't just judge the poodle and say,
Yeah.
poodle's violent, put him down.
Yeah.
Because the poodle went through what he went through to become
Thank you.
that violent poodle.
Right. You see the dog, I'll put him down, he's getting mad. What did that dog go through?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, that dog, no one wants to look after that dog now.
And that's the heart, and that's the reality of society. Like,
Yeah.
you know, to stop judging. You know, and stop looking the reality of. Don't look at what you think is the reality of the situation or circumstance. Look deeper at it. You know.
Yeah.
And hopefully, especially the government starts doing that in regards to prisoners in Jamaica. They start looking at the reality of it, and even over here too. I think more needs to be done in prisons over here as well, like regards to young people, because it's getting filled up with a lot of young kids. And you know, even over here, they do workshops and courses, and people get degrees. But what about courses on trauma and emotional control, emotional intelligence? Because emotional control, emotional intelligence also lies parallel with trauma.
And that's a lot of the reason why they're recommitting crimes and going back and forward into prison all the time. I'm not really correcting them because of this.
You can have a degree, and look, realistically, if someone gives someone a degree, doesn't mean change your mindset. It's like you give a man £1 million, but he's not used to money. He's gonna blow it.
Yeah.
You give a man a degree, he's not used to degree. He's not used to really education, work with someone. Whether he's got his degree, he's still gonna do a little hustle, whatever on the side. Mm-hmm. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? So you need to change your mindset. It's just a no-brainer. Like, I think psychology plays a massive role in everything we do in life, and they need to really, you know, reshape the way they deal with things in the prison system, and definitely focus a lot on mind changes. And you see in the documentary, I stress that a lot because I think that's key. That's powerful, because that's what changed me in prison.
Definitely key. Definitely, I agree.
Earlier you said you only get one toilet roll a month and there's limited access to cleaning facilities.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do when that runs out, the toilet roll?
You borrow for prisoners.
Yeah, but for prisoners, well, that's why it's good to get visitors. But now COVID's on, no visits going.
It's an everyday thing. An everyday thing in the prison. What I experience is going from cell to cell of prisoners every day, borrowing a little bit of tissue paper, a little bit of tissue paper, a little bit of tissue. It's a daily thing, and like you just get enough to do a one shit with, basically.
Unless you're getting visits, and of course you get your family bringing for you. But if you're not getting visits, then yeah.
Remember when we were in that once, people were coming and getting my newspaper. Do you ever use newspaper?
I think I've used newspaper before.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think I remember one day I couldn't get none.
You know,
You can't complain, can you?
I've used newspaper before in Spanish Town prison because I couldn't. One day I think I couldn't borrow from it because you're not gonna borrow toilet roll off. There's few prisoners you would borrow from. You're not gonna go around the whole prison begging toilet paper. You might have a couple prisoners or cellmates around you that you know who they get from you and you get from them. You change. You know, you give them and they give you when they're ready. And apart from that, if they ain't got it, you got to work something else out, ain't you?
What about an old sock?
A sock? You're lucky to have a sock in there. You're lucky to have a sock.
What Wildwoman said about the socks in the women's prison.
Oh, they'd stuff like...
No, not that bit.
Oh.
For the periods and stuff.
Oh yeah, they just use socks as period blankets.
What the hell?
Oh,
Yeah, sanitary towels. So
Socks.
yeah.
What, for old jam
socks.
rag, yeah?
Yeah, because they weren't giving them out. So they give them like one for their whole entire period when you need like a week's worth. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So they went
That's
a bit how, yeah.
See, that's where's that? America.
Arizona.
See, that's in America. Imagine that's in America. That's inhumane. That's ridiculous.
That is inhumane, yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's not right for a woman.
Yeah, I think it was one a day they were giving them, and so yeah, they just used socks. But
That's crazy.
yeah,
What
that's
clean socks
inhumane.
they're wearing, or
guess you'd stick them in the wash after, wouldn't you? But
There is no wash.
But
there's no wash.
No.
No, but that don't make sense. What, one sock? They give you one socks?
No, they give you one towel.
One towel, and you got to tie up and make a couple.
Well, I think it was the older women who didn't have any more periods were giving theirs away to the younger women who were.
Yeah, but then
Had
they
to
have
flow.
like, say a woman's got a few of them, but then it's gonna soak up so quick if you're heavy. I don't want to go into the like, oh my god.
In the grand scale of things,
Oh my
you
gosh.
need more than one a day.
Yeah, standard you need
So-
a few a day.
If you
like.
want things washed, you got to do it in your sink or wait for laundry day.
In your
And
sink.
they take
Yeah, that's
everything.
what I thought, laundry day.
Yeah, but it's not like what you think. They take everything in a bag, and then a couple of days later, things come back.
What,
Hold on, they take all of them in the bag. They mix them all up.
So your laundry, it goes in a bag, like a net bag, with your cell number on it. And then if you're lucky, you get it all back a few days later. But there's a lot of stealing and stuff going
You
on.
actually got laundry. We got to wash. We got to wash ourselves one
in the
by
sink,
one.
in the sink,
I
yeah.
won't be stealing those socks.
Not in this. We do it out. We wash outside.
Oh, you didn't have a sink, did
No,
you?
no, I'm not sinking.
No.
No, it's no sink.
No sink in the
No, I was sink. I would have
No
been sink.
sink.
At least we had a combination
Did you see a
sink
mirror?
toilet. We had a combination sink toilet.
Did you? You know, I didn't see myself for a year.
Yeah.
I swear I didn't see myself. When I come out, I looked in the mirror. I didn't know what I looked like.
A few people had mirrors.
We didn't have
for
mirrors.
mine.
What was your
I did maybe a tiny
Get-
little
get
mirror.
like
I
t-
had something
They're
this
not-
big.
You're not allowed to.
Try and get
You're not allowed
tinfoil.
mirror.
Try and get
Yeah.
tinfoil.
I didn't see myself for a year.
Yeah.
I come out, lost loads of weight. Loads of different guy looked at me and said, "Who's that?" I swear I didn't see myself for a year.
Yeah, we have no sink. There's no sink in the sink.
What
That's
sink?
luxury.
Luxury.
That's luxury. That's luxury.
Sink. It
No
must be
sink.
mad.
Sean, they had a toilet next to the fucking bed.
Toilet?
Well,
Yeah, it's like a
flow.
steel combination sink toilet next to where you sleep.
You know what?
Yeah.
If Jamaica prison, I'd happily have that.
I told you, we would love
I would happily have
a
that.
steel toilet combination.
Yeah.
That would have
The
been.
the only water we got in our cell is in our jugs
In
that
a
we carry,
jug
in our
of
jugs,
water.
our
Yeah.
water buckets that we carry,
Yeah.
and then we've got our piss bucket, our piss bottles that we piss
to
in.
piss in.
There is no jug.
And the jug-
I mean, there's no sink, no toilet, none of that stuff.
Everyone in the cell, their job before you lock down is to fill up your water, isn't
Yeah.
it?
If you don't feel
Because there's
that's
a
why
chance.
that's why Soda beat me, because I didn't have no water and I wanted to go out and get water.
Are you
That's why
joking?
they beat
Oh, is
me.
that why? Because
Yeah.
you wanted to go and get water?
I want to get water.
You know what? I see that happen to a few. That's fucked up. You see
I
what I
want
mean? He
water,
wants to
man.
go out and
Like,
get
only water is our
water.
custom.
You can't lock down in your cell without water.
But they was willing to lock me down without water.
And they want to lock him down without water.
That's cruelty.
Ah,
Attempt
man.
to put my
Come
mouth
on,
on, attempt to
man.
put my mouth on the next man's
Fuck
jug.
out of here, man.
Next man's water jug. Hell no.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
So-
That's the minimal a human should.
That's what I'm saying.
He's asking
That's
for
the
water,
humane.
bro.
That's the humane thing about that place.
He's asking for water. He
in
wants
my- it's in my
water
book. I
to
talk about
go
my
to his
book.
cell with.
I have to buy my book.
Yeah, he wants water to go to his
It's mess.
fucking cell with, and he
It's
can't
mess.
get water
It's
to go to
mess.
his cell with.
It's
Like,
mess.
you're
They
fucking
do some-
crazy.
they do some
Kidding
crazy
me,
shit in that
kidding
place.
me.
Sometimes inmates don't even get food in time.
Yeah,
They
no,
say,
you
go,
don't.
They say, go on the lock, we don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
You know?
You miss it, you miss it. Go
mad,
fuck
it's mad,
off. Go
it's-
lock down. That's it.
It's not. It's
And
not,
they let you out when they want as well.
It's not fair.
You know, like you're not getting let out in the morning. You know, like that's why you got to load up with water from the night before, because there's a chance that a raid might be going on in a different part of the prison, and you won't be let because they're gonna open your cell about 8:30, 9, right?
8:30, 9.
Yeah. So there's been times where I haven't been let out of my cell till 11, 12. I remember being let out like 11, 12 before.
Yeah.
So that's it. You're locked up into yourself 11, 12. So you want to shit. Remember, you can't shit in your cell. You want to shit. You want to do your water. You want to do like. So that's why you got to stock up with water, because you don't know what's gonna happen the next day. There's no guarantee you're
might
gonna
be- there might
open
be a
at
strike next day.
8:39. There might be a strike next day.
So you go to
Literally,
full day.
they might be on strike the next day.
Strike.
So, like he says, you see, like the cells open. They mean to open your cell at 8:30, 9 in the morning. That's no guarantee. You are not guaranteed to be let out at 8:30 in the morning. Anything can happen the next morning. They might be on strike. There might have been some prisoner might have got in some war. Prisoner get stabbed up on that section, or prisoner
no
have a
one
fight,
come
or
out.
they're raiding, or this. There's many reasons why you won't be let out
Searching
at
cells
8:30.
and that.
Surgeon cells. I remember like being locked up till 11, 12.
It's crazy.
Like
Rules changes.
Rules
Rules
change
change by
like
the
that,
day, man.
like that. So you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
It's crazy.
You don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. There's no guarantees for nothing. Nothing are guaranteed. Nothing. Your food, your door opening, nothing.
It's mad.
The next second's not guaranteed.
I'm curious what your first thing in the morning noises were then, because it must be completely different from mine, because where it was with mine, it's like, chow's in the house, blah, blah, you hear the guard yell. Everyone's getting up and they're all flushing the toilets, and the toilet
wow.
Well, they
is
have a
it's
do
so
they have a toilet?
powerful. It's like
That's like a dream song. You know, you saying like hearing flushing toilet.
spitting, brushing the teeth.
There's no flush in nothing. There's no toilet to flush in.
What
the
is your
whole-
first thing in the morning noise? Is the guards come and say something, or the
Nah,
people
might be just inmates
Just
shouting
inmates.
to
That's us talking.
shouting to other inmates or
Us-
something.
us-
talking?
Yeah, music.
Not spitting
Music.
and pissing and shitting, because that was my
No,
my
music.
noise.
Little music. I go on.
You might
bit
be
of
able to
music.
piss, but
Yeah.
maybe so you can shit.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
music is. Listen, two things is to keep. So we need something to keep us sane.
Yeah.
We need something to keep us sane. Something. There's a lot of
Country
insanity.
western playing.
There's a lot of stuff to result in insanity in there. The only thing that keeps you sane is a bit of music. for
And you were
fuck's
allowed
sake.
external music.
You're not allowed fuck all.
Okay.
Nah, we mean like it's any music. We mean like
Our music had to be headset.
I don't know. People on.
You're not allowed to play.
Sound system.
not
No,
allowed
we
to
got sound.
play music.
No, we had
Yeah,
sound system.
Yeah, people have sound system. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
every song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have my own Walkman because I like my own. I don't hear everybody else's. But usually the guys that play music on the block, country
Yeah, that's
western.
right.
Because Jamaica's like country western, Dolly
Yeah,
Parton, all
Dolly
that kind
Parton.
of yeah.
Bit of
Jamaican
everything.
Tim McGraw, come on.
Yeah, yeah,
I love all that stuff. That's
I love
Jamaican
it,
kind
yeah,
of music.
straight,
You know, a lot of R&B and that.
What about Johnny Cash?
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, Jamaican
Oh, yeah,
people
yeah,
love.
love
They
bit of
love.
Johnny
They
Cash.
love. Listen,
Where
Celine
he's in
Dion,
the
Celine
prison.
Dion.
Celine Dion, and
Oh,
Michael
boy.
Bolton. That's it, bro.
What about
That's
Celine
gone
Dion?
crazy.
Wow.
The box
Celine
gone crazy.
Dion.
So
Celine
yeah,
Dion.
Celine Dion.
Celine
Yeah,
Dion's
yeah.
a-
Michael Bolton,
Can you
Swain
bust?
Twain.
Can you bust out any of that, Tugger?
Who, me? Oh, yeah.
Celine
I
Dion.
love a bit of Celine Dion.
Celine Dion's amazing, man.
She is my hero.
Celine Dion, Swain Twain, all of them, man. Everybody they play.
They love music in
Talking
Jamaica.
of music is your first sounds of the day, then.
Yeah, music. Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
music. Because even at
Yeah,
night time.
What was the first guard presence of the day?
God presence.
Yeah. Are they
Well,
coming around
Depends. Oh,
doing
depends. Okay.
head
if-
counts,
Okay.
security walks?
Say an inmate wants to
I'm
shit,
toilet, mate.
and somebody really.
Yeah, go for it.
Say inmate wants
Yeah,
to
yeah.
shit, and somebody really likes that inmate.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to help that inmate to shit to get out because say if you're in a cell with three and the guys don't want to let you shit in the cell because again I had a single cell for a long time, so I could shit when I wanted because I got my own cell. But when you locate three people and you can't like when I was on remand, you locate three people and you can't shit. People might if someone really likes you, everyone whether it's morning or night, you might everyone because there's padlocks on your cell, so everyone bangs their padlock and that shit makes noise. That makes noise, not just in prison, even out on the road. Everyone on the road can hear. Can hear bang, 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 bang. And that's how the warders know that somebody's quiet. They know the difference because when sometimes we make that noise as well, whenever we like a song that's playing, like a Celine Dion comes on or a Swain Twain or you get me like those kind of music come on or a Michael Bolton, like you get what I'm saying to you, like Love Is a Flame and that tune's banging. Like he's got some banging tunes, Michael Bolton. That comes on. Everyone goes crazy. That makes a lot of noise. You get me? Like,
Is there a lot of
foul.
dancing going on?
In your cell, you dancing. Your cell, like my people dance. People sing in their cell to sing along to music and that. You try to, just kind of free your mind up in it. So music is a good way to calm yourself in it.
Yeah, I remember
So-
dancing earlier on. We had this OG Chicano gang member who was he'd shanked someone, so he was on additional charges. And I had this little guy called Troll.
Yeah.
And me and the OG was like, come on, everyone, get up and dance. So we're in our pink boxer shorts, pink towels wrapped around our heads. And we're dancing to I'm going to lose my mind up in here, up in here.
I think that's like Ludacris. No, who's that? I can't remember who's that. I know what song you're talking about though.
Yeah.
Do you remember that song? So I'm going to lose my mind
Up in
here.
Up in here.
Who's
We were talking. That was one of the first songs. One of the first songs I danced to in my cell with my cellmates was that.
Because I asked if there was a lot of
Round about
dancing
dancing in the
prison.
cells.
Yeah. You know, funny though. You see, funny though.
Up in here, up in here.
In America, they listen a lot of rap, but in Jamaica, they listen a lot of country western and soul and R&B in Jamaica prisons.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. We listen
Very
a lot
true.
of that. Yeah,
Very
a lot of
true.
that. Like, it's
Yeah.
different.
It is
Very
different. A lot
A
of
lot of calming music.
a lot
It's
of
funny.
calming music.
In prison, we listen a lot of calming music.
Very true.
Calming.
As
what?
much as it's
Very true.
violent,
Yeah.
we listen a lot of calming music.
Very
Yeah.
true. It's
Jamaican
amazing.
culture, they like that kind of music.
But then is there a rule?
I think it was very necessary. I think because imagine if we.
But people listen to Vibes Cartel like when Jack Hill did tune about prison walls,
Yeah. Jack Hill was the biggest song in the Blood Clot prison. Remember, when Jack Hill song I played the whole.
the prison was, but what's the name?
I rang
But
up the
it's funny. Think about it now, which I never spoke about before. Prisoners like to play a lot of sorts like relaxing music,
Yes.
more than actually violent music. Like there's so much violence and so much like inhumane stuff they do to each other,
Crazy.
but they like a lot of relaxing music, which is kind of psychologically crazy.
Yeah,
when I
it's
think about it.
crazy because you see like, all right, yeah. I mean,
I
kids
think
will go
about-
and kill someone and then go and and go back to yourself singing to Celine Dion. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's chilled.
They like,
It's chilled.
people like that kind of
Baby
music.
think
Like,
twice.
Yeah. No, but I like that kind of music. I think.
no, but it's a Jamaican thing though, because Jamaican
is.
people like that kind of music still.
It
Like,
is.
Shit.
it's normal for Jamaica. Like if you go most dancers like Stone Love and that, you hear that
That's
kind
what
of
you
music
hear.
play.
Yeah.
Yes, you hear that kind of music play
Yeah,
still.
it is. This is.
But it's funny when I think about it. Prisoners actually will listen that a lot, but yet there's always arguments and.
It's
I
mad.
don't know, yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, you get.
I think that's the taste for like. I think Jamaica's got such a wide variety of taste of music.
Yeah, that's it.
Than any other. Like, I never see a
Yeah,
country
yeah.
got sorts of right like
Yeah.
like you said, country and western.
Yeah.
Celine
Yeah,
Dion.
like
This, that, like
Tim McGraw is
Tim
like
McGraw.
mad respect.
Michael
to Tim McGraw.
Bolton.
Yeah, Michael Bolton.
Like it's such a wide variety. That's why I think Jamaica is a special place for music. It appreciates music on a different level, on a whole, innit? On a whole. That's why, that's why my career started in Jamaica as a musician. It appreciates music on a whole different level. It don't matter where you're from.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you
It's
sing.
what you're singing. It's the words you're singing.
It's the words you're singing.
That's why people like Michael Bolton because he's very heartfelt.
Yes, very.
His music
That's
is
right. Very
listen
heartfelt.
to the
So you're
words he
singing
says.
heartfelt music. They appreciate that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
I really
100%,
appreciate
100%.
it.
So Stephen, what do you think of Tugger's music?
Check out his
Talk about brother. Tugger's music is special. Tugger man. It's just Tuggers too, you know. But yeah, we got ideas.
So we're gonna be doing some
we got
music.
some music.
Yeah, we're gonna do some music.
Can I do music as well?
Yes, no.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some music still. Me and
You're gonna
Tugs.
collab.
Yeah, we got some ideas. We got some
Definitely.
ideas. We got some
Definitely.
ideas.
We gotta do
some
at
real
least
good
a
ideas.
prison song or something. We gotta do something.
Yeah, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something banging still. Banging.
Use some of the footage in the background, the prison footage.
Yeah, we're gonna do something banging. We're gonna do something
definitely.
banging. We're gonna do something banging. We're gonna do
Definitely.
something
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, we have ideas to get together and do some stuff.
What about the rules when you're sleeping then? Because in the higher security levels in America, there's the 10-10 rule. You mess with a man's sleep, when the door's open, you're going to get smashed. So 10-10, you got to shut up. From 10 at night to 10 in the morning, you got to shut up.
That's not in Jamaica, man. People play music and people talking to
Yeah.
In the night.
You can't
Yeah,
sleep.
whatever time. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
whatever time.
sleep.
Whatever time. There's no 10 rules in Jamaica.
My first day.
If a man wants to talk to his brethren for all night, you better just go.
My first night.
The only
in
way
the
you can
prison-
do that is if you're like a top man, you tell him, yo, lower the noise, brother.
Yeah.
If a top man would say that, if he's lower the noise, but most men don't really bother.
No,
They
they
don't
bothered with
really
it. My first night in the prison, I thought it was like I was in a cell that was surrounded with. It was like being in a rave.
I was gonna say it sounds like a
rave.
party.
Now I remember the
Yeah.
sound system being so loud one night that a warder come on the section and said, "Yo, Stone Love, turn it off now, man." Like, so even it's just like it's so loud, you think it's just like some of the sounds because they build them themselves.
Yeah, they do.
Jamaica's are really good at building speakers out of anything, right?
Remember the A-team and they build the A-team. They build things with nothing.
Trust me.
That's
like a bucket. You see, like a bucket, they're making a subwoofer speaker out of this bucket. The cell next door is like, the walls are shaking. I ain't talking about little ting. I'm talking about bass line.
They're creative, man.
I was pissed because our cell had we only had a little radio. And my man's drowning us out. I can't hear our radio. Because my man's drowning, whatever he's playing. Just like, you know what, it's like, turn that off, let's just listen to what he's playing. You just hope that you like what he's playing. Because you got to listen to what he's playing. It's too loud.
And hoping it's silly.
They're true. They make anything, man.
You ain't got no choice. The music, it's crazy. So that side of it is nuts. I couldn't sleep the first. You had to get used to the noise levels. Even the warders will come in the section and say, yo, turn it down, it's too loud.
Music.
Earplugs.
It doesn't work. Earplugs for the insects.
It reduces it a little bit, the noise, but it's still, you can hear it all. Yeah,
definitely. Because some people can play loud music.
And then you get used to it, innit?
Yeah, of course.
So you end up becoming a norm, like you just end up sleeping
I used to
through it.
meditate through it in them.
Yeah, me too.
I used to meditate through it. I talk about my boy, I used to meditate through the music because it didn't bother me. Like,
No, it didn't bother me neither.
You know, it's like everything, innit? Wherever you get used to
You get used to it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who was you guys' worst ever cellmate?
My worst cellmate has to be the guy called Alton. I call it Alton in my book. Worst cellmate. Because he punched my eye when I first went to prison. Yeah.
He punched your eye?
Punched me in my eye. Yeah, punched my face.
While you were sleeping?
No. We was up. I went for him. What is he? He put an allegation on me. This is when I first came to prison. This must have been like the first week I must have been in prison. He drew an allegation on me saying that When you say, he said I dropped piss on his bed, which is not true.
Fuck you know.
Yeah, so him kicked off in the cell, and he pulled out a knife on me. And I was like, because he goes, come down, chat to you. And he came down, bang. He swung at me. It didn't really fully catch me in the face, but it did hit me though. It did catch me, but so I kind of went back and I said, okay, cool. So I didn't get the full impact of it. And then he did it, he backed out. Oh boy, he backed out something. I was like, damn. Like, it looked just like the thing that, I went to prison for. So I was like, okay, is it my time now? You get me? And just being honest, like, I was thinking, should I? And my mum said, fuck it. And I just went for him. He went, and they went between us, stopped it. And the man who ran the cell told me go back up in the hammock. And
you kept you in the cell with him?
Yeah, the next day when
moved you out?
Yeah, I just came there. Like I said, I haven't been there for like a week or so. I don't think I've been for that long. And then the next day, one next guy I don't know named Foreigner just went over to him and busted his head with a brick. Because he didn't like what happened to me, you get me? Yeah, but then after that, like I said, things happened.
Sound familiar.
Because like I said, I didn't have no weapon when I first came to prison. I knew no one on the block. So I was like, okay, cool. But after a while, things turned different.
Get established.
Yeah, everybody understood what time it was. They knew what time it was, definitely. Including Alton. So, it is that situation because, as I'm saying, like, I had it hard because I was put in a block where I knew no one and it wasn't a friendly block. It was a very just lawless block because where he was located, you had people who had regulations and rules, like Buck with him. My block, my block never had no regulations or rules. It was like, man for yourself and dog eat dog, and most of us are sentenced. Half of us are going to go over death row. We don't give a shit about life. It's that kind of situation. So no one really give a shit. You get me? It was a kind of very dog eat dog block. There's no regulation, no rules on Raman. But yeah, man, I survived it. I ended up becoming very important on it as well. So,
It's do or don't. It's live or let die. You gotta survive.
I had a lot of situations in prison, man. It wasn't easy. Like, it wasn't easy at first. A lot of situations, a lot of fights. But at the same time, I stood my ground and yeah.
So what about yours, Tugger?
Who's your craziest cellmate or
Craziest cellmate?
didn't get along with or?
Boy, I had a few. I think the craziest one was a guy called James. He was in the hammock on top of me in the cell that I spent most of my time with. And he was in there for some kind of, he was like a weirdo. And I didn't like the fact that he was above me. And he didn't talk to any of us. So there's like 4 of us in the cell. So we all get on in our cell. We got on really well in our cell. It's me, Rasta man called Micahs, Fatapo. Fatapo for Fatapo there in my cell. So me, Fatapo and Micahs, we all like run off we're cooking together. We get on to good. Our cell was quite nice like that. But we got this guy called James above us in the hammock. And he don't say a word to anybody. He don't talk. So it's kind of weirdly being like, and we all offer him food. He won't take it. We'll cook in the cell. He won't take it. Anything. I got KFC in once. The man didn't want a piece of chicken, bro. Like, so it's just like the guy's mad weird. So it's like down to the point where he's too weird, where you can't even trust him. So he's sleeping. Now this man will just come down and cut your throat at night time because this guy is weird. Like, when you see someone acting weird like that, it's like you're thinking, no, I can't even trust this.
But what? That was actually me when I was in my block. You know that. I didn't take that from nobody. I didn't take that from nobody.
No, but he was weird. Like, he was that
knew
type
what time
of.
It was
but it was a different energy to him, fam, because he was in there for. He was like a short bro. He was in there for some sort of. He was like a creepy weirdo brother. You feel me? So it was just like an awkward brother to be locked up with. You get me? Yeah. He weren't no bad man weird. He was like creepy weird, and he looked like a little rat. He looked like you give him one punch in the face, him gone. He ain't no tough guy like that, but he looked like this guy could be dangerous if he wants to. You know what I mean? It's just uncomfortable being in a cell with someone. And when I heard his charges as well, because he was there for some shit or some shit, something like that. I don't know. Something that it didn't sound too good. And he's above me in a hammock. And him not talk to nobody and they weren't comfortable. That was probably my worst.
A person like him wouldn't do well on my block.
Yeah.
No.
So I was surprised how he was
it's like his charge. He wouldn't do well on my block. On my block where I was on, he wouldn't do well on my block at all.
I was surprised that he got away on that block. That's why he really kept himself to himself. It's only towards the end I got to know what his charge was. Because like he keeps it really low, and I was like, what is this guy in it for? And I think Fatapo told me. I think for the sake of him, they even kind of, you know what? It's like him not trouble no one, you know. He don't trouble no one, but at the same time, he's a very uncomfortable brother to be around.
Was there no KOS at the prison? Kill on sight.
What's that?
KOS was.
Yeah.
So when they come in, the prison is trying to.
There's only one block for certain people, and that's
number one block.
Number one block.
Yeah.
Boys Town.
Yeah, you get all of them kind of
like the guy who cut me my chest. When, like I said, when things turned around in my life in prison, I got my things, my weapon. He ran to Boys Town.
Boys Town.
Yeah, to get away from us.
Yeah, that's.
But it didn't help him.
If you fuck up in the prison, you do something dodgy or anything like that, you're gonna end up in that block.
Yeah, it's a block.
And that's not a pretty block.
Yeah, it's a block for homosexuals.
Yeah, it's a block for homosexuals, basically.
Yeah, and that's where the guy, we had like one of the guys I had problems with. He ran over there.
Seriously?
Yeah, to get away from us.
Fuck it up.
I talk about my book. He ran to get away from us, but it didn't help him.
He ran over there.
It didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't help him.
No.
Didn't help him.
It got reached.
Oh, he got reached. He got reached in the ways he wouldn't want to get reached.
I wouldn't go over there if he killed me.
He got reached. He definitely got reached.
Yeah.
He got reached, all right, boy.
So it sounds like you guys had a problem with that cellmate, but was there any cellmates who started to try trouble with you?
No.
Physical violence, I mean.
No. Yeah.
But with me?
Does anyone step up to you or like challenge
No,
Yeah.
not myself.
you were always constant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had for about 3 months, I had just non-stop fighting.
Wow.
I was non-stop punching up guys or getting punched up by about 3 or 4 people.
Wow.
But I was never giving in. And they just, after a while, and like I said, I wasn't taking that from nobody.
Yeah.
Be like that guy, but I was a bit different. I was more just, didn't like nobody, didn't want to talk to nobody. I'm my own boss. I'm not going to, and because I had nothing to offer, a lot of people are licky. So I was fighting non-stop, but it made, after like say 4 months, 3 months, it made prisons, towards like when I was 6 months, when I first got my first visit from High Commission, it made, by that time, prisons respected me and wouldn't fight me. Because I wasn't bowing to nobody. I was constantly fighting, but there's no way I was going to give in or become friendly to nobody. And it made people realize that, yo, this guy just don't want, he
You
just don't want
realise the
friends.
mad English guy,
He
don't
just don't want no friends, don't want nothing. Just give me that space. So people were nodding to me and I was nodding back. But people offered me like, hey, you want to use my phone? I said, nah, I don't want that from nobody. I'm doing my own thing. You get me? But by the time I started getting visits and that, people already respect me because they knew I could fight. I'm not playing that game, you know. And then when I knew I got a weapon,
you got to defend yourself.
It was like double in it. He's got a weapon now. Everyone knows. Like it's not that same period again. Like that guy already ran off the block because the weapon came. He ran off the block, and people heard of what happened to him, and his thing was a big thing that happened to him. It was like, it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he got. I just said my book, so I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but he got. He went to Batman Block to escape my retaliation to him because, like I said, I got a weapon now, and they actually grind the hell out of him over there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what they do over there.
Yeah, and then he tried to commit suicide. I talk about my book. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't start no shit if you can't take no shit.
This is it.
And
You got to defend yourself out there. You got to defend yourself out there. And like once you show sign of weakness, like you will end up in that block and you will end up getting grinded the fuck out of out there. You're finished. You're over. You know, you got to stand up for yourself. And like the minute you're looked at as a weak, you're a target. You'll be a target for the rest of your time.
You know,
So
it's like once you go over there, but you're gone in it. You can't go nowhere.
You're
Once
gone.
you go to that
It's called
block,
your
gone.
boa.
Animal
Once you,
instinct, isn't it?
in Spanish happens, they
Sure.
call it boa. Once your ground's out,
Yeah, you're gone.
you're gone. Once your ground's out, you're gone. So you're looked at as an idiot. You're looked at as a boas.
Just look to
You're finished. The rest of your sentence is
time's
going to
messy.
be really, really, really hard.
So you
Really, really, really
you got to
hard.
avoid those things. You
got to avoid them.
You got to be. You know what I mean? So for me, I want a lot of respect in prison. So my sentence was a bit different. You get me? Like I went through struggles, but I wanted respect before I started making money. So by the time I made money, and my family
You had
gave
the
me visits,
respect.
I had the respect already for myself.
Yeah, same with me. I had to put it down the first day. From the first day, like what I said with the shower situation, from the first day I had to show them I ain't no fucking idiot, and I'm willing to do whatever. I'm willing to die for anything here. People saw that on me straight away. That's why they didn't fuck with me. I had one fight, not a fight. I was told Zaga,
Big man's
Paul.
like,
Paul was controlling the sexy Paul was controlling the section, and some guy was running through the thing, and I had to hold him and give him a few licks one day. And if I didn't do that, I would have been an idiot, and the leader of the block would have probably fucked me up for not cooperating. You understand what I'm saying? you got to hold your own in there. You get rolled over. It's like, you'll get rolled over. You'll get picked on. They'll see. It's just like meat. It's like hungry dogs looking at raw meat. They're going to eat.
It's interesting how people become animals in that environment.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the animal
yeah.
instinct.
Like a dog smells fear.
Yeah.
A dog smells fear. So you're going to carry fear around you. Motherfuckers will smell that fear on you a mile away.
The funny thing about it though, as much as the amount of respect I won in prison, and I can say openly here, and there's not a person who watch it will say I'm lying. And I had a lot of respect in prison, not just Spanish Town, GP, everywhere I went, because people knew my name Hebrew went all over the place. But the fact is, I never ever became a bully. It's just not my nature. Like, I didn't see the purpose of
Well,
me.
bullies don't get. I never see bullies. I never see it work good for bullies in them positions.
No, but even just bully or begging or nothing, I've never been that person. I don't like I'm a person, I like my own. In life, I've always been that kind of guy. Growing up as a youth, and if I want to go get, I'll take it on the streets. I go get it. I don't like to stress or bother people or anything. I like to just do my own thing. So that's why in the beginning, why I didn't want to take nothing for nobody, because I'm not used to doing it.
You're not used to
It's
doing
like
it.
now I'm back on road, I'm not used to really asking no one, so I work hard to get what I want. And I've achieved the things I've achieved now. I'm proud of the things I've achieved.
What is a good
You know,
point you
like,
make, because
yeah,
the
I
person
don't-
who takes from people in is going to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah,
You know, you see licky people.
yeah, of course, I'm saying licky, I don't do that
What?
stuff.
So you see, when we say licky people, we mean people quick to go. Like you got a bunch of prisoners that will go around looking for these type of people. So, oh, you want something? You want a spliff? You want a phone card? You want that? You want that? And if you're
in
the sort of
favours.
person to favors.
You're in favours.
You're in favors.
It's like, I didn't like to eat
You
from people in prison either.
Don't
because
owe people favors.
you
in
never
there.
know what person
like-
what's happening when you eat from someone. If I say things,
Yeah.
you're in prison and
Yeah.
I eat from you.
Yeah.
I don't know what your family I don't know if your family likes you. Your family might be poisoning you.
That's
your family
right.
might be science in your food, anything.
That's right.
I don't eat from people.
Don't eat from people.
You get me? Like I talk about in my book, like everyone knows that's my life. I was very, because if I'm on road, I've never been a person like to go to be under people. Everyone knows how I live even on here before I went to prison, on the streets. You get me? Like I'm a man, I've known beer use from different blocks, but I know how to
That's
own my
the
own.
crazy thing. Even families
always
are
had to
trying to
hold my
kill their own in there.
So you have to know how to. For me, I've always known how to hold my own. So I didn't change my road mindset when I went to prison. I still did the same thing. I said I rode. I rode in prison, you know, and it worked for me. Some people can't work the way I worked, because me, I hardly ever gave away money in prison. And apart from the people who really had nothing, because I knew what it was like to not have nothing. I did 6 months without having anything. So I gave her a lot in prison. People know that. I gave I forgot, what's them clothes with the S on it? The back of the jeans with the S. What's it? That is like a snake kind of thing. There's a design, big design. It's like a kind of like a S kind of thing. When I was in prison, it came out though. My brethren,
Vishu.
yeah, Visu.
I had a pair of Vishu in there.
Yeah,
Funny,
yeah.
I
My
was
brethren
wearing
bought.
Vishu.
No, remember I was in prison that age. I don't know
Yeah.
about Visu. Visu
Yeah.
come. My brethren bought it in for me. He bought that in Nike shocks.
I got locked up with
He
a
bought-
pair of Vishu.
He bought Nike shocks and everything for me. So I'm in prison with Nike. I'm in prison because my brethren from Stonebridge, they're bringing things to me like Visu Nike shocks. all them things.
Yeah.
I got beer clothes, beer shoes, everything in prison.
Yeah.
But because I went through so much suffering in the first 6 months, I used to give away a lot of stuff to people.
Yeah, I give
Like,
away
I
all
used
my
to give away a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I had youths who had no visit, walking around with a little piece of clothes, but walking around with Nike shocks in their feet.
Yeah.
I give them Nike shocks. I don't
Yeah.
need it. I'm in prison.
Yeah.
Like
Straight.
I kind of learned to just relax and cool and just
Yeah,
love
straight.
me. You get me?
Straight.
And that was for me. It wasn't really a hype thing. I've always been that. I'm always relaxed. I know what I want and I'm going for it. Though when I was younger, what I wanted was wrong, and I wanted something on the street. I'm gonna go get it. But same way in prison, if I know what I want, I'm gonna go for it in the right way. It's like now I'm on road doing the right thing. I know what I want. I'm going for it. But for me, the whole prison thing and violating each other.
I ended up giving some of my Vishu jeans as well. Yeah, it's
I
funny.
give
I have the same
yeah,
thing.
I give
had a
her
pair of
things all the
Vishu,
time
I
in
did.
there, man.
It's
You get
crazy.
me?
I give her all my clothes.
And the same brethren used to check me regular in prison. He
Before I
checked me like
left.
twice a year. He ended up going to prison as well. He told me that he always said to me, I curse myself by coming to check you so much, but he's joking still. But he ended up going to prison himself over there. So it's a funny thing still.
It's
but yeah.
mad. It's mad that. It's mad.
Yeah,
It's
prison,
mad.
man, it's crazy.
You know, when I was flying over there, I had a friend. Remember, you know, I said I had the bridge locked up over there.
Yeah.
So when I was flying in the plane, I'm on the plane, and I said to my ex on the plane, I said, "Oh, we need to go and visit Dan, man." He was my brethren who was locked up.
He's
that
locked up
day.
in there.
Visit him, end up in there with him.
Oh, shit.
So on the plane to Jamaica, I'm talking about going to visit him because he was there during a little time. And then I end up, and he's the same guy that end up make sure we end up on Spanish Town, on South Block. Because they might go put me up on they're going to put me up grass or
Maybe NCB.
NCB, they go because the other 6 people went to NCB.
Yeah,
but Dan man arranged to get me on South.
NCB, you're good news about NCB. NCB's
I fuck up. I know.
It's lawless as well.
Everyone, you know the 6 that went NCB. See the problem you have with the shoes?
Yeah, it's lawless.
Everyone lost their clothes at NCB.
It's lawless.
Lawless, yeah, fuck up. So all the other, there was a couple other guys. The other 6 guys, they come from the police station. They end up going to NCB. I end up bucking them up after, and it was like
NCB's around lawless. Like,
we got fucked up over there.
I can't say the prison around them now, but back in the NCB was lawless.
Yeah, it's lawless.
You know, it's lawless. South always ran the best.
That's where Jack Hill was.
Jack Hill was in building in New Orleans until they busted. Let me talk about that. But yeah, what's the name? Jack Hill was the name.
NCB for a bit.
I don't know if it was NCB, but I know he's in ship one time still.
Yeah.
He's in ship a bit for a little bit still.
Right, so we've got Peter Tritton coming next, and we're gonna. He was in prison in Ecuador. Many of you have requested another part with him, so we're gonna have to move on for our lunch. But please let us know in the comments what you thought about this. And there's been so many important things, like the parallels of what we've learned through many of the guests on the channel, that the root cause of crime primarily is childhood trauma. And unless the government addresses that, crime's just going to continue. And it seems to me like the government just postures to be tough on crime. They don't go after the root cause. They've got all these private prison contracts, tens of billions a year right now. And like you guys have pointed out, it is a society thing. It's not just take this problem, put it there. Monsters are created, they get back out into society.
That's right.
And they're running even bigger game, more violence, murders, mayhem. So the costs are borne by the taxpayers, and the politicians don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They just got to pretend to be tough on crime to get more votes.
This is it.
And that's why they keep the drug war going. And many people say, you know, prisoners lock them up for away the key, the paedophiles, rapists, murderers, whatever. But they're not. The majority of people in prison now is for drug offences because of this insane war on drugs. And until it happens to your family member, you might not give a shit. But once you got your kid calling you from a Jamaican prison saying, get me the hell out of here, or an Ecuador prison, or, you know, I've got a cellmate who's threatening to do this or that, that's when people wake up. And so many people are waking up around the world now. And I know a lot of them are on this channel. And these guys now have got, you're going to have to do a Facebook page where people can join and
yeah. Well, it's all about the documentary.
The documentary.
Right there,
Locked up in Jamaica, right?
Have you got a message for the people about the documentary coming?
Yeah, the documentary's coming.
It'll be out by the time they watch this.
Yeah, okay,
really?
cool.
So the link will be in the description box. The trailer's going to go out today, probably, tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, and we'll put the link down there. And yeah, please watch the documentary as well. Because you see, if you want to see all the footage, see all the actual footage.
Yeah, the actual footage of the place, how it looks, and then you can see for yourself that it's not right.
Yeah,
it's not right.
Yeah,
and the buildings are dropping down. You can't have people like this.
Yeah, this is another thing as well. I mean, like what you said, the ship they reopened it for COVID. You said
they reopened it for COVID, which is illegal anyway.
One of these buildings, which is the biggest building, the one Stephen was in prison there years ago. This is falling apart. This building is to be knocked down. It's literally, I've seen videos of it. It's it's falling apart. It's a health hazard. It's a proper health hazard. The whole like we said, the whole prison needs to be bloody knocked down. But.
Yeah.
And if you want to see pictures of the bloodsuckers, watch the documentary.
Yeah. Just spread awareness. Spread awareness.
Nice.
Like what you said, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
It's all roots of it.
The most important thing is just getting the documentary out there, people seeing it. And like I said, anybody out there who knows how to really, do this campaign stuff, definitely please step forth, man. And
anything people can do, reach out to the Minister of Justice in Jamaica, Amnesty International, anything you guys might have linked
want to take it on themselves and just push it and do their own thing.
Push it, whatever sort of noise you can make. Like what I said, all of us together can make a difference,
Definitely.
All of us together, we can make a difference. And I think it's a very worthy cause.
So are you campaigning to get the whole Jamaican prison system overhauled, or just that one prison?
No, the whole system, not just one prison. No, because we're not just talking about Spanish Town prison. That's the prison. I mean, Stephen's been in various of the prisons. I was just in Spanish Town prison. It's all of the prisons we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're talking about the whole prison system, and it's the prison system, the jail system. Even down to the court system, would you say?
Of course, it's a kangaroo.
Of course it is.
It's kangaroo.
It's a kangaroo court.
The police stations.
Right. The police stations. The brutality from the police, from the warders, of how the communication with the warders and the prisoners, how to communicate with the prisoners and the warders. Like rehabilitation schemes. recorrect. Let's make recorrectional facility a recorrectional facility, not just called a recorrectional facility. And people are coming out 10 times worse with a whole heap of different traumas and mental health issues and God knows.
So all the links for everybody will be in the description box. I think nearly everybody in the room has got a YouTube channel now. What's your YouTube channel called, Stephen?
Stephen Graham Projects.
Tuggawar.
Jen?
Oh, what, the new one with Kaz?
Have you got two now?
I've got 2 channels.
Oh, do you? Okay, what are they called?
You.
Two holes are better than one. Any mouse will tell you
just
that.
one Boomer and Jen. I haven't really got anything on there. And then Kaz and Jen talks.
And James, what's your YouTube channel called?
I've got a couple. Underground Films, Underground Films, all one word, and then I've got a music one called Bukowski TV.
Have you got a channel, Joe? All right, we'll add one out.
You can have one of mine.
Yeah, also check out Stephen's book as well.
Yes.
Incarcerated in JA.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Brilliant book. Check it out, man.
Yeah.
And Tugger's book's in the pipeline.
Yeah, my book's in the pipeline. Definitely. Movie business.
All right, so please let us know what you thought about today's podcast. Huge thank you for subscribing.
Thank you, guys.
See you in the next one. Cheers.
Let's
All right.
Oh yeah,
Group hug.
thanks fellas. Brilliant.
Mad.
Cool, man.
Nice one.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Give us a
Good to see you.
group hug.
I'm going over.
Here at Boomer and Jen, we offer a wide range of organic or recycled clothing. We all know our planet is important. We only have this one, so it's vital that we all work together to slow down and reverse the changes to the environment. Whilst we all know that big industry are having a significant effect on pollution, here at Boomer and Jen, we believe that if we all make small changes, we can do our part. Fast fashion causes detrimental effects to the planet. Not only is nearly 20% of global wastewater produced by the fast fashion industry, but there is a considerable amount of fast fashion ending up in landfill. So let's move away from fast fashion items that are only worn once or twice, and start wearing extremely comfortable, durable, and environmentally friendly clothing and ethical jewellery. Boomer and Jen was founded in a quiet town in Devon in 2018. It has now gone from strength to strength as the world is becoming more aware of the current climate situation, helping our customers to buy sustainable, quality clothing. All of our products are fair trade and registered with the Global Organic Textiles Standard Association. Check us out on organiccottonclothing.co.uk.